We fixed it. Holy shit.
Alrighty, everybody. For real this time.
Whoa!
I would like to welcome all of the beautiful audience at home to the Side Select playoffs for the UCGG League of Legends Summer League Finals. I am, of course, your wonderful host Stella, and with me on the co-casting bench tonight, we have Bad Memory. Please introduce yourself.
Hello,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Bad Memory. My name's Connor. I helped a lot with the tournament, and honestly, I'm pretty excited to see these two teams play.
Whoa!
Wonderful to have you here today with me. And of course, as you'll notice on the screen, we've got two other people here in the lobby with us. Why don't you start, Feng Shui Masters on the left? What are you here for?
What am I here for? Now, this is a very philosophical question. Some may say I'm here for glory. Some may say that I'm here for the money. But really, what I'm here for is content. I am here to make content. And trust me, ladies, gentlemen, and the technical rainbow in between, content will be made tonight. Trust me. Oh, that's it. I have nothing else.
As
Bro,
always,
you really prepared a whole ass speech just
That
to end it
was-
like that?
That
Man!
was off prepared. That was off the top of my head, bro. I'm
Yeah,
just
okay.
like that for real.
Where's that bit of paper? Turn your camera on. Where's your paper, bro? Show me that shit.
Paper's in the chat.
Where's
I
your
don't know
paper,
what
bro?
you're talking
Oh,
about.
show me that shit. My
paper-
fault, my fault.
So, Feng Shui Masters, you have said you're here for content.
Yeah.
Does that mean you will be throwing in order to get more games in?
Well, as people who might have saw our playoff versus Tofu, Captain Tofu's team, I forgot their team's name, but you know,
penultimate
I was like
prodigy.
The penultimate prodigies?
Penultimate Prodigies. I was like 213 on Yorick. So, but we still won. So expect something like that. Me inting, but we win anyways. For content.
This is
So I believe
absolutely
this-
heartwarming.
I believe the strategy you're talking about was showcased by another player in the tournament called Pithy. Would you say you took inspiration?
I think Pethy and I both took inspiration from the Baus. The difference between the Baus and I is that, Pethy and I, sorry, is that while he just followed the, dying part, I followed the dying, but it's good deaths part. So, I think that's the core difference between Pethy and I, and our performances.
Incredible stuff. And you here, Feng Shui Masters, are here to represent Team DUI, Drunk Ultra
Yeah.
Instinct.
Drunk Ultra Instinct, and trust me, as the biggest Dragon Ball fan in the entire server, I am very happy at our name. Trust me on that. I've got my Dragon Ball figures right next to me. None of them are Ultra Instinct, but you know what? Yeah, it's good enough. But I think enough about me. I know I'm amazing and spectacular, but we have someone else that's almost as amazing and spectacular in this call with us. Isn't that
And we
right?
certainly want to hear from him. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Pig Glider?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bad Memory. Oh, man.
I was, but Stella, yeah.
There's more than
boom.
one of us.
I mean, that's my dad right there. But, yeah, we're here to just play some League of Legends. There's nothing to it. I'm just here to ego check Feng Shui. Prove that, DUI was, coin flipping their way up to the top.
I
And,
never said we weren't.
yeah,
The allegations.
So would you say you're favored in the 1v1 then?
I've been practicing quite a few 1v1s, and look, I haven't played Yasuo in a while. I'm a little bit anxious. I need to work on my tornado placement, but everything else seems to be fine. I mean, I don't think I'm favored. Obviously, the rank differential is pretty substantial, but I think it's a champion that's sort of on that even territory of an expressive skill matchup, as opposed to just, you know, Feng Shui's go-to character of Set and just walking up, pressing one button, and then just deleting half your health bar.
I think that's Garen. Yeah, I think it's turned to Garen, but it's the same principle, isn't it?
I was talking about Set, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think Set has changed to Garen, but really, it's the exact same principle. Oh,
This is
walk up
true.
and press one button, and all their health is gone with true damage.
That's yeah, no, I don't think anyone's favored in the 1v1. I think it's just gonna be a little bit of fun before we start, and before I start ripping out what few hairs I have remaining in my head after this tournament.
He's gonna become so bold that it will peel away to reveal another fresh head of hair for him to pick out of.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my bowl cap off one day. Can't keep pretending to be Unk forever.
Look, I don't know what's going on with that conversation, but what I do know is that it's time to get started.
Yeah,
I
absolutely. We
agree
seem to
with
be
you.
running a little bit behind schedule for some reason. I don't know.
That's okay. I don't believe this. I don't believe the 1v1 should take 10 minutes, so I think we should be fine. Are we all ready?
Yeah, I'm going to. I think we should mute both the casters, Feng Shui. I just want to hear you, bro. I don't want to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
I don't want to hear none of that yapping.
Bro,
They
I
can yap
muted
away.
them the minute the stream started.
Oh man.
You've been listening on the stream.
Unbelievable.
Bro, I muted the stream as well. Like,
So you're just wait. This guy's literally just guessing what they're
there's a
asking
reason,
him.
there's a reason I call drunk ultra instinct.
We're so predictable.
Ah, true,
He just
true,
knows.
true.
Okay.
He's
well,
just ultra instinct in his
I'm gonna
speech, I
guess
think.
that both casters are ready.
Yeah, I would assume so. Let's go. Let's go.
course.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh. Man, why do I get Stellar on my team? This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Alright, I see Gengar has written in chat, I ship these two. Just know,
Right, I'm gonna
Gengar,
pick,
I will find you.
Gigabus.
Woo!
Thinking...
Preach it, Feng Shui. And then give me a kiss after.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Racial
true,
team-up?
true,
Yeah,
true.
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't even need to say it.
I
Alright.
had to make sure I had fucking Snowball though. Oh.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, I should have gone Dream Dragon. Can we remake?
No, we're not remaking.
Yeah, sorry, stream. We're gonna remake Skin Diff.
We gotta remake a skin diff. Oh god. It's taking too long already, man.
This is abysmal. This is terrible.
This is peak University
Oh,
of
God.
Christchurch gameplay right here.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Keep
You're-
me
you're
yapping.
close.
Keep yammering.
You're close.
I will.
Also,
Don't worry.
also, I just want to say, shout out Stankelgreave. They're the goat.
Shout out.
Would you say Boots Dagger Pop?
Yeah, Berserker Greaves dagger potion.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. There you go, Poro.
Babe, maybe do you know how to turn the thing on that hides your
Ah!
eye?
Right.
In the
How about-
spectating? I don't know. I don't know about in-game.
Damn.
What the what? What the flip, man? That's so rude.
Just pretend you can't see.
Ah!
I fucking missed.
Oh, what happens if we get flagged as AFK? Is that a problem?
Yeah, go on, Flash. You won't.
It's alright, we can ignore it, I
Let's see.
think.
Walk circles and spawn.
Yeah, where's my Teemo, man? What's my Teemo doing? Sitting in bays?
Where's my pig Timo, man?
You're ruining the experience.
Oh, nice predict.
Pigbuck are actually having some good trades.
He's got some decisive moves.
Although the health is very even, misses the Q.
The win conditions for this 1v1 is either first blood, first tower, or first to 100 CS. But it looks like these two are hoping for a first blood victory.
Ooh.
And I think that's what Everyone at home
Okay,
is
okay.
hoping for as
I
well.
see you.
I see
Much
you.
more
I see
interesting
you,
than
big
watching these
boy.
guys farm
Okay,
up for
okay.
20 minutes.
And notably, Feng Shui Master still has his potion available as well.
Yeah, both these items that you see here are all the player gets. You of course can't recall an ARAM to buy items, so. You better hope your Berserker Greaves will be enough. Oh, massive damage.
Okay,
by
hits
Feng
a
Shui
knock
Master
up,
out
has
of
the
the
snowball.
Is he gonna do it with the flash? Oh my
He does
god.
it.
Gee.
Didn't even need his level 6 power spike.
Honestly, I think the most surprising part about that entire thing is I didn't take a single tower shot.
It didn't make it to 6. My success is in keyblading.
That's rough.
Oh man, this is bullshit.
That's my
Shenanigans.
favorite
This is, you know what? This is Stella. This is Stella's fault.
kind. Yeah, Stella.
Whoa. I have to take this from you guys.
Alright, I
This is
finally
true.
unmuted them.
Oh my days.
Alright,
Oh, that's tragedy.
that is
Ah.
tragedy. Well,
That's okay.
GG, Pigbucket.
GG, my friend. I'm gonna go join my team and start discussing some things. You should probably do the same. It looks
I'm
like
gonna-
our top laner is on his way back home.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got yourself.
Yeah, we got paper.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah,
GG's,
alright.
buddy.
GG's, and thank you, for you probably introduced us. So thank you, casters, for doing that.
You are so welcome.
anytime.
And
Thank you.
best of luck to both of you in the game.
Oh wait, hang on, Feng Shui. What side do you want?
Oh, we're taking
What
red
side?
side.
What you want? What?
We're
Red
taking
side? Oh no! What a tragedy. We
I
didn't
know.
want blue side at all.
Yeah. All right.
Oh no! Alright, thanks guys.
See ya.
No problem, guys.
Bye bye.
Good luck.
Bye.
You know, that was a delightful little bit of content there in Feng Shui Master's own words.
I do have to say, I think this was the expected result.
You do?
I do think so. But it does sound like both teams got the side they wanted anyway.
Exactly. Which might lead you to the question, why did we do this?
That honestly is a great question. If you find out, do let me know.
Of course. In the meantime, before these two teams get themselves loaded up, we will make mention, loyal followers of the series, or perhaps more importantly, the people who tuned into the semi-finals earlier this week, will know, or might notice, that for the first game of this series, T2 actually have a sub in the top lane. Pap Fiver, the jungler for Pithy's Poros, who unfortunately didn't make it out of the group stage, will be subbing in for Prince in their first game, as Prince had something come up. So we wish him a speedy return. He should be back for the second game in the series. But in the meantime, they've got a new player on the field, which is potentially, I think, something that we should be touching on before we get into the game, because this is a sub up. For those who know, Pathfinder is an Emerald player, but he is a jungler, most certainly not a top laner. And of course, he's new to this team. It's not like he's got the longevity of the rest of T2. How do you think the substitution will change things up, Bad Memory?
Look, I think he'll be a bit more passive compared to Prince. I know Prince likes to play these fighters, like things like Aatrox, things like Jax, and I'm not sure if Pep Fiver will play those same champions. I think he might be leaning towards more of the tanks.
That definitely would not surprise me. It's something that Pathfinder is likely more comfortable on, pulling out some of his picks from jungle that can be played in the top lane. And of course, you would hate to be the reason that your team lost if you were subbing in for just one game, so I also wouldn't be surprised if he was going to be playing it a little more safe.
I have it on good source that his only requirement is to keep it stable in the top lane. I've heard that's what's been asked of him.
Yeah, that certainly doesn't surprise me. Interesting little bit of chatter here in the team about whether they're starting or not. Looks like they are going to have to play their first game. with Pap 5. The Pap's a little chatter about getting somebody else in, but it looks like they will be keeping paper for the first game at least.
It does seem that way.
It'll be very interesting to see how these two teams sort of collide with their play styles. Of course, we know Dewey are very much a sort of a longevity sort of team. We saw the Sivayumi come from them. Feng Shui Masters, of course, very confident on his split-pushing top laners. And we saw that was where the Penultimate Prodigies really struggled. The importance of capitalizing on early leads and finishing that game out before Dewey have a chance to, sort of get the levels, get the money under the belt that they need to be able to close out the game in their favor. When we look at T2, however, can't say that they are particularly known for their ability to snappily finish a game.
Well, it's funny you mention that. In the last series they did show some very good macro towards the later half of the game. Just playing as a team and just making creative decisions that let them close it out when they might not be able to if they played more traditionally.
Yeah, will be very interesting, and I'm sure this team, of course, been 5 days between now and between the semi-finals and the finals, so I'm sure both of these teams will have had a lot of time to sort of discuss between themselves what their games are going to be like. Of course, in a tournament like this, when everybody's been playing for 10 weeks, there's not leaking scrims, and there's just the natural fact that your strategies do get brought to the surface as more and more of your games are played. So I'll be very excited to see the ways that these two teams kind of adapt around each other.
I do think what we'll see from DUI is they'll keep it the same as they always have. They'll pick a nice scaling bot lane. Maybe something like a Tristana Sivir, just a hyper carry Jinx, something like this. With an Enchanter support, they'll have side lane pressure on the top side, and they'll just be on probably a mage mid, but I think it's highly likely we'll see Mountie's main champion banned here.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get this draft started. There's a little bit of a chat here, as there always seems to be. But I would like us to have something perhaps more concrete to discuss.
It would be good. It would be good. I suspect both teams have something planned for this as well.
Yes, absolutely. As you mentioned, both teams got the side select that they wanted. T2 wanted blue, Dewey wanted red. It'll be interesting to see how these things play off. It's likely that Dewey are looking for last picks so that they can counterpick top lane. That's something that Feng Shui Master really likes, having that counterpick. So it'll be interesting if T2, of course, have planned to take blue side in the first place, how they're going to respond to that and what safe pick they're going to put paper on.
I think it's very likely we'll just see a blind pick Poppy out of paper. Yeah, it's a champion. He's played a lot. He's experienced on it and comfortable with it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It's a good idea to keep your top laner on something, fairly simple and straightforward. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're just looking to draft someone who can sit in side lane the whole game to sort of counter Feng Shui Masters, of course. We saw in the semis, very strong at sticking to that side lane and then just pushing them in until, there's a Yorick at your nexus. So, very important thing for T2 to keep in mind is keeping that scary side laner in check.
This is very true. And it's funny that you mention Yorick, because T2's mid laner, G-Bay, he has been known to pick Yorick in the past. So perhaps that's why they've chosen blue side. They're planning on first picking the Yorick. But there's only one way to find out.
That would be a shake-up I dream of. And some predictable bans here coming out from both teams. The Rise ban, of course, a beloved pick of Mountsy. And there's no way that Dewey are going to let G-Bay's cart this through in such a serious game as this one.
Yep, definitely no way the Karthus is getting through. I think it is 100% banned into T2.
And immediately with the Lilia follow-up, Thandy, of course, very comfortable on the Lilia and very comfortable on the Kindred as well. Two very strong picks. And teams have generally preferred to get the Lilia out of the way. Of course, very scary champion. And in turn, the Ziggs ban for Melancholy, not the most surprising. And then there comes the Kindred ban as well, from T2. Just trying to lock out that jungler as much as possible.
All blind pickable champions. Every champion here it's being banned, they're very comfortable on it.
And final ban, the Cassiopeia, very interesting pick. First pick, immediately into the Jinx.
That is very interesting. Melo's not known as a Jinx player, and G-Bay, his Cassiopeia is maybe third down on this list, third or fourth, so I'm surprised we didn't see an Anivia ban before the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, definitely an Anivia or a brand would have been much more expected in this scenario, so I wonder what they're afraid of the Cassiopeia for. The Tristana pick's interesting. I don't believe we've seen Tristana come out yet in this tournament, in part to, their support Gengar's champ pool not being perhaps the most ideal for ADC picks like Tristana. So it's interesting that they've gone for the Yuumi as seen in the semis.
I actually think Tristana Yuumi is a very solid lane, but we will see what T2 support will pick here, most likely.
Yeah, I think the Jinx pick on B1 is very interesting. They might be trying to beat DUI at their own game here. The Kayn from Pig Glider, we did see him play this one in the semis as well. Very good, very responsive pick.
Mm-hmm.
That he's
Very
found a lot of
consistent
success
on the Kayn. Yep.
And it looks like they're locking the Annie in, probably for mid. I don't
Almost
believe I've
certainly
seen
for mid.
Dextel play Annie.
Almost certainly for mid, which is curious. I'm surprised that they've blind picked mid here.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you could almost comfortably pick your top laner knowing that Feng Shui is always getting that counter pick anyway.
If it was me on blue side, I would have picked my support there. And then you can get the counter pick on either mid or top, and then the other counter pick will go to red side.
Yeah. Looks like their R3 has timed out, but I'm seeing Mordekaiser in the league client. Okay, locking in the Mordekaiser.
Interesting. I wonder if that Mordekaiser will be going anywhere but top lane.
Okay, looks like they're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Calling for a redraft here? Okay, calling for a redraft, so we'll take a couple minutes, but at least teams have confirmed their picks so far, so shouldn't take too long to get back to the point we are at now.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. So is the Mordekaiser pick locked in?
I believe it is. We've been sent a new link.
Perfect.
Get that old one out of the way. Yeah, same picks and bans, so it looks like they will be locking in that Mordekaiser there. Very interesting, and honestly I reckon a comfortable Mordekaiser pick. A lot of people on Dewey do like to play, you know, their ADs. So getting a splash of magic in there, no complaints. And of course, Feng Shui Master is very comfortable on the Mordekaiser.
I'm completely clueless on what Drunk Ultra Instinct, what their jungler actually plays. I know he plays Lilia and Kindred, but aside from that, he's a complete question mark to me.
That is also all I have seen of Thandy, who was a late substitution into the team. And quite frankly, has done an excellent job to prove himself with the, I believe, 1 week that he's had to gel with the team.
Yeah, he's played a few games now, and he seems very strong. With the Mordekaiser pick though, it looks like he will probably be on an AD jungler here.
Yeah, definitely for the team balance. If you're going to have mounts, you're almost certainly on an AP hero as he likes to play.
I am slightly worried about Mountsy's champion pool. It doesn't seem to be very large. Okay, the Nocturne ban.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
he could be a Nocturne.
Sorry.
And the Wukong ban for Pep Fiver as well.
Yeah, trying to put him in a bit of an awkward situation in the top lane. Very interesting that they'd go for the Wukong ban first. But the Nocturne ban was very snappy. They certainly had that one locked in. And the Silas ban. I will be very excited if I see a Malphite pick come through in response to that. The Ornn ban? That's an interesting one.
Very curious. I think the Ornn ban is for Mountsy. He did play it a lot last tournament, and I'm wondering if they're scared of the Ornn mid to neutralize the Annie.
Honestly, that'd be pretty funny if they played Ornn mid. That would be pretty funny.
It would have been funny, but they've been robbed of the opportunity.
Looks like Red, once again with technical difficulties, locking in Cogmore. So that, very interestingly, might be a Tristana mid.
Oh.
Cogmore ADC.
Yeah.
And of course you
And
are
there's
right,
the
they lock in
Poppy
the
we were
Poppy.
talking about, yeah.
And the Rel
And
on
the Rel as
support.
well.
Okay, Cogmore, very interesting pick. I kind of like that. Makes a lot of sense for sort of that lane and the pace that they're used to playing at.
Yeah, it is a very curious pick. I'm not sure how much mileage they'll get out of it this game. I think I prefer the Tristana in the AD position, but we will see. And Master Yi. A very high damage team coming from DUI there. Not much CC.
Yeah, very interesting. Sort of a couple picks from them that we haven't had the privilege of seeing yet. While T2 certainly playing much more comfortable. We've seen this Rel, we've seen this Annie, we've seen this Kayn. But of course, in your first game of a BO5, definitely the safest time for you to experiment.
This is true, but at the same time, you don't really want to be losing the momentum at the start of a series.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between winning that first game might genuinely be the mental boost that carries you through the next two.
It could be. I do know some of these players are prone to some mental difficulties, we'll say.
Comes for us all, especially at the end of a tournament this long. You definitely need all of the help that you can get, kind of keeping it together as a team. And of course, massive hats off to all of these players for sticking at it so long, because it is really hard to dedicate yourself. And to take something like this so seriously, to be playing and scrimming every week, to be, genuinely trying to be on top of your game the whole time. But it will be absolutely interesting to see Game 4, Game 5, if the series goes that long, how these teams, sort of react to what might start to feel like a bit of a slogfest.
Yeah, I am very curious how this first game will go. The draft from DUI is very unique. I don't think we've seen much of it before. I think Mountsy might have played Tristana mid a couple of times in the tournament so far, but I don't think we've seen the Cogmore, and we definitely haven't seen the Yi.
Yeah, and I'm very curious. I would like to see more of Thandy. I'm very curious to see sort of what else he's capable of doing as a jungler. We only got to see him on the Kindred, of course, in the semi-finals, so this is a great opportunity for him to try some new stuff out, like the Master Yi. I I can't recall if Master Yi's been picked in any of the tournament games.
As far as I'm aware, I don't think we've seen it so far. But it could have slipped through the cracks at some point.
Of course. And we lock in, we prepare ourselves for the 3-minute spectator delay.
That's right. Honestly, I'm so excited to see these games. I'm so ready for it.
Now perhaps might be the time for us to check the predictions here. Why don't we before we check what the general populace thinks? How do you think this game is going to go? Do you have a predicted winner? Do you even have a predicted scoreline?
For the series, okay, I'll start there.
Yeah.
I think the UI will win the series.
Okay.
But with that being said, I personally am a fan of T2, and I would like if they won.
Oh yeah.
For this particular game, I think T2's draft is stronger. I think they have the CC to deal with the Master Yi, they've got a more well-rounded comp. Whereas the lack of CC on DUI really concerns me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had damn, I said it. How long did that take? Half an hour.
I'm not keeping track.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I have it on good authority here by one of the players in our tournament that Tristana Yumi was played a lot by DUI in the first half of the event. So while I still think it's Tristana mid, especially based on how the layout looks here, it's good to know that they have some Trist Yumi experience under the belt.
Yeah, I'm very curious how it will go with the Tristana being mid instead of in the bot lane. I can't see it doing much into the any. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. We would just have to see how the players play it. And there is a chance it goes either way, I think.
The public opinion is currently in favor, but not by much. Looks like the general consensus is people just want some banger games, and that I can get behind.
Yeah, I think everyone will be happy if we just see a nice 5-game series. We'll even it up at 2-2 later on, and then the last game, the winner will take it all. Maybe everyone except our Cogmore player Valorian would like that. I think he's got to go to bed quite early tonight.
We do have a couple responsible adults here in this tournament who do respect their reasonable bedtimes. And here at the UCGG, we do endorse a full 8 hours of sleep.
Do you endorse more than 8 hours of sleep?
Depending on the individual, you know. Babies, young kids are supposed to have 12. I assume babies are like 16? Those things do sleep a lot. And that's why I'm not in charge of kids.
Honestly, I've got no idea. You could tell me a baby sleeps for 4 hours a night, and I would believe you.
That's totally right. Apparently they sleep 12 to 16 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, Plonker.
That's quite a lot.
I mean, there's not much else to do, right?
Well, you could cry.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like a little, like, you cry, but then like, you know, you don't get like so much attention from crying. No, not exactly. They're not. Parents aren't exactly jumping to put little Timmy on the Rift, so.
I mean, if it'll stop him from crying, I'm sure they'd be more likely to.
I think they would do the opposite. I think little Timmy. I think putting a League of Legends game in front of a like 2-month-old would. I don't think babies
it's
have
like
the
a
capacity
trait.
to process, like, even the beginnings of what's happening in front of them.
It's a trade. You're trading your baby crying. Your baby will cry less, but all of their 4 teammates, they'll be doing the crying instead of the baby.
That's true. If you slash mute all, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Mute command for babies IRL.
And we are in the game. Let's go.
Thank goodness.
I do wonder if we'll see any level 1 here. From DUI, they probably shouldn't be doing anything with their lack of CC. T2, however, running up into the top lane.
They are grouping up. You can see the pings on the map. They're hoping to perhaps sneak a kill on a bold Feng Shui Masters. Of course, with the Annie level 1, a nice little stun into the rel as well.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, they were pinging on that tri-bush. We'll see if they do find him.
Feng Shui Masters does notice something's up and drops the ward. They're going to walk away with a little bit of money in their pockets for it. Plus 1 CS.
That's right, and for that, they do trade a ward on their Raptors from good old Tristana down there.
Looks like they are heading that way as a team. Annie perhaps walking right into the Tristana. Tristana is out comfortably.
Yeah, not much happening this level 1. Just a couple of wards down. One of them was cleared in the top side.
Out comes a sweeper from Kane. Is he going to find the ward in time though?
He already used the sweeper on the top side on Mordekaiser's ward. So will not be up.
Just dropped it there. So maybe I'm hallucinating things.
I would say so.
You know,
And that's okay. And that's okay.
it starts with lethality on Eclipse, and before you know it, Oracle lenses that aren't there. Yumi getting some good early damage onto this Rel.
Yeah,
top
the
lane, it
more
is
they can
slugfest.
the more they can poke out the rel, less kill pressure the rel will have in the lane. Not that there was much to start with against the cleanse heal exhaust.
Pretty big damage here from both of them in the top lane.
Yeah, big trades coming down. Looks like Feng Shui. Yep, we'll be hitting level 3 first. We'll probably try and get that wave pushed into the tower.
Especially with his Yumi clearing bottom. And enemy Kane clearing top. Mounty
Some
G
very good
taking
trades
some
to
pretty good
G-Bay
damage.
as well.
Yeah. Tough spot for him to be in, but of course, Tristana W. Mounty knows that he can play pretty comfortably forward. Kane not having the hard CC to catch him out.
Yep, not much happening in this bottom side. Very hard to force a fight with these two.
Yeah.
These two bot lanes.
Some good damage here from G-Bay. In goes Mounty.
Mounty unfortunately bombs a minion, but G-Bay with no mana, no cooldowns to be able to punish him.
And with both the junglers in the area, taking top and bottom scuttle. I wouldn't be surprised if a fight starts to converge on the mid lane. Or if Master Yi is hungry for Kane's chickens.
Yeah, it seems like they both want it. Big fight down bot lane though.
Massive stuns. And right up here to the Kane. Master Yi called his pants down and in comes G-Bay, but he's got no mana. The Ignite does come out.
Master Yi turning on
And
the
a
Annie.
flash.
With the flash to get first blood. It double kills them. Oh my
Nice work
goodness,
to
it looks
Master
like
Yi with the
Sandy's
double
surfing.
Very unfortunate position. T2 to be caught like that. And of course G-Bay now down both sums in the mid lane. Definitely not the spot he wants to be in.
Yeah, Mounty holding his flash though, as well, so G-Bay could be in a bit of trouble if his wave gets pushed up.
teleport from the Tristana. And in she goes. Big damage from the both of them, of course. Tristana with so much burst potential.
Very even trade.
And
Very even
electric.
trade.
Let's see if I can shuffle these guys around.
Perfect.
They look a little nicer now. Wow, it's the little things. Out comes the flash from Dextel. And great chompers from Jinx. Gonna force out the flash.
Yep, got the Cogmore Flash. Didn't get his cleanse, but got the heal instead. Trading that the Ralph Flash for the Cogmore Flash will always be worth it for the Ralph. It just makes you have infinitely more kill pressure. Especially with the Hex Flash as well.
Master Yi on Wolves. Interesting to see if Kane will do anything about that.
Even if he wants to, I'm not sure if he can. With Yi getting that double kill, he will be a menace at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, with the sight and the bow in his inventory. Out comes the W from UCGG. Takes a big hit of damage on the way out, though.
Yeah, I mean, with Kane not being able to get to his wolves, he's a little bit homeless. Choosing to get some good trades for his mid laner instead of farming those caps.
And Master, you're taking advantage of the situation, moving to grubs. Feng Shui Master's following suit after shoving that wave in. They were forced to catch it. And neither, him nor Kane really in a position to contest that.
Yeah, I think Kane just realized his wolves were gone, his top side's gone. Which means Master will be climbing a lot of CS on the Kane in the next few minutes as he clears his own jungle.
Massive damage here from Feng Shui Masters onto paper. You get that Mordekaiser passive stacked up and you really start chewing through them.
Yeah, he is starting to show paper the difficulties of top lane.
Absolutely. And a good steal
Hitting
there
what
from the
looks to
bottom
be
scuttle
like
that we just got to see.
every Mordekaiser.
Yeah, absolutely chewing up that Poppy passive.
Yeah, the trades under the tower not going too well for Feng Shui. Maybe he should keep to trading when his E is up and available, since he seems to be very consistent at hitting it.
Time to find a new friend.
Cogmore Flash is halfway up now. Unfortunate that we haven't seen any plays or Hex Flash attempts from the Rao to try and capitalize on the Flash being down. But it still could come. They could be waiting for level 6 on it.
Jinx the first to hit level 6 in that lane, and I can't imagine Rel very far behind. She did just get it then. Probably with the ultimate.
Mordekai's ult does come out. Yeah. Poppy ult to counter it though.
Not dented.
Poppy not looking too healthy in this top lane.
As you mentioned, Feng Shui Master so consistent with the Mordekaiser E.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen one miss so far.
But in comes Kane though. Just kidding. He pinged in and decided against it. Just kidding again. He meant it. Feng Shui Masters with the flash, but with no ultimate. But Paper just in no situation to be able to follow
Oh
up.
my goodness. Mordekaiser with the flash Q to get the isolated damage on the Kane before he can ult to kill him.
Up comes the Annie though. They're looking for another try. Is Feng Shui Masters going to be able to get the Poppy? Very maybe. Forced to burn the
Oh, so
flash.
close. He was one auto attack away from getting the Poppy there. Doing very well on the top lane.
Certainly a very scary situation for T2 to be in. Of course, DY comfortably grab that dragon while all the chaos goes on top lane.
Yeah, Mid lane for T2 seems to be the strongest and most consistent lane at the moment, but with the Annie having to use the ult top lane, it could change. And we could see a lot more ejectors for DUI, since they already got the first grubs and the first dragon. The next grubs are spawning very soon. Not having that Annie ult could be a problem.
And when you look at the difference in top lane, Feng Shui Masters with his first item has the Rylai's, while Paper only with the Barmies and the Chain Vest. And the difference as well in the jungle, you see Master Yi already with his blade of it is blade of everything, isn't it? Yep.
Yep, it is indeed.
That's why they don't pay me. In comes
Here
Kane.
with the re-gank on the Mordekaiser. Ultimate
So
is
much damage from
available.
the wall, though. Pinned into the wall by Paper.
It's just
Manages-
2v1ing them.
Manages to secure the out for Kane, but not for himself.
If I'm Kane here, I definitely want to be trying to play around my Annie.
Yep, and it looks like they're going to... DUI going to effectively capitalize on the drama in top lane once again by taking 6 grubs for themselves. Really scary, especially when they've got that Tristana mid lane, who you know is really hungry to take those towers. Out comes
A
the
very
Jinx
good
ult
pick
all
into
the way.
G-Bay, I think. G-Bay does like to roam, and if you have something like Tristana, you can take the tower, or as many plates as you can on his roam timings.
Creating an interesting sort of situation here. Tristana in the mid, Feng Shui Masters, of course, known for shoving out those side lanes. Creates a really difficult position for T2 to be in, where as much as they love to get around the map, they want the exciting movements from the Poppy, from the Kane, from the Annie. They're not really going to get that opportunity. They do
Yeah,
have
things
Emu lanes to
will
babysit.
things will keep going in the same direction if Kane keeps on sitting in this top lane. His time is much better spent elsewhere.
Both junglers having a little bit of sniff around the bot lane now.
This could be really bad for T2 if Master Yi comes to counter gank it and they go for it. Kane has shown on vision already though, so nothing should be happening.
In goes the Rel, great ultimate, locks them both up. But out comes the ult from the Yumi and from Massey as well. It's just going to be too much damage.
Yep. Kog'Maw is just too safe as well, with flash up, with cleanse up, with the Yumi on him, heal popped. It's just so hard to kill him.
Out goes the flash from Kane, he's not going to be able to survive. Rel flash is going to save her life. Melancholy goes down still with his flash, but does burn barrier in the process. And up the top, down goes Paper. This is not the situation I would want to be in if I were T2, that's for sure.
It is a little bit of a destruction, and with a solo kill on mid as well, oh my goodness. It is not what you want to see from them.
So much damage into these towers now. Feng Shui Master's going to drop his to his last plate.
It is a shining light for T2 though. Almost every member on the side of DUI has just burned their flash in that last fight. So if they can find some opportunities, they can get some kills, get some bounties, and look to get themselves back in the game.
Kane opting for Shadow Assassin this game. A very interesting pick here from Pig Glider, who we've seen is much more comfortable on the Darkened form. They have to change
Just
inspired
sure,
by their ranged champions.
I believe he did have one game in the regular season where he was on the Shadow Cane. It had a questionable build, but he did win, so can't have been that bad.
Nasi in position for the Dragon take on spawn. Just gonna drop the control ward for the minute.
Yep, should be pretty free with the bot lane pressure, with the mid lane pressure. Kane being topside.
Rel jumping in though.
And straight back out.
Yeah. Much safer decision there for her.
Yeah, in their Dragon Pit, not where she wants to be.
A little back and forth here in this top lane. Paper does have the Sunfire Aegis now, but we do see Mordekaiser's got his upgraded boots. Of course.
And this is what we need to see.
A great engage there by the Ral.
Yep, they've gone. Oh, the Master EQ kills the Annie. So it's actually a trade there, not even just a single kill.
Infandy in such a strong position right now.
He definitely is. Things are looking very good for DUI here.
All of them first item, most of them with their inspired boots, but would you look at that, an excellent snipe from the Jinx! And Feng Shui Master's taken down.
Jinx did pick up the bounty there as well. Could be really big. The Jinx is the person you want to get ahead if you want to have a chance of... I think Jinx and the Annie. The two focal points of this T2 comp.
And we do of course know that Melancholy absolutely has the capacity to carry this game back, especially if he gets fed on the Jinx. Will they be able to catch the... What lane out here? It looks like they will be able to. The Ralph Q coming in very nicely there. And it looks like they are going to pull the Pain ult. Perhaps a questionable decision, but they do pick up the Yuumi in the end, and a much needed double kill.
Yeah, they have guaranteed it. And they've managed to kill the Kog'Maw twice now, while he's got no subs. His cleanse is coming up. They can maybe sneak in another one while his flash is still down. And if you are T2, you definitely do want to just be bullying them on the flash. The Kog'Maw especially.
Yeah, the Kog'Maw incredibly vulnerable right now when he doesn't have his flash up. Of course, a Yuumi can only do so much. And like you mentioned earlier, these teams have DUI have a noticeable lack of hard CC, which does give, you know, the Annie, the Kayn, the Poppy opportunities to get right in up close where they need to be and secure that kill on the Kog'Maw.
One thing to note though, the Yuumi is building into Mikhail's, and once that's completed, it's going to be extremely hard to be able to get and stay on this Kog'Maw. Looks like a very good fight though. Yeah, got the Yi flash and the Kog'Maw cleanse. Very good. That is just the power of CC. Catching one person out of position and then they're unable to play the fight. The next person out of position. And so on. The UI is staying on the map. Yep, it looks like they will get this Herald as well. But they were 5k down before in gold. They've pulled it back a little bit. No tier 1 towers to lose. So once they clear the UI's tier 1 towers, if they can, things will look a bit more even.
And we have a look at where this gold deficit is. Of course, almost 2,000 in the top lane, 1.5 in the jungle, another 1k in the mid lane, but the Jinx actually has done a pretty good job of keeping in line with the Kog'Maw. Of course, really similar CSs, similar KDAs, and that is really where it matters, right? Making sure that your Jinx is not falling behind, getting her the money and the resources she needs. You know, she has the Collector online, she's got the Swifties. Poppy just taking so much damage there. Forcing the flash from Mounty.
They're starting to looking to be in some trouble.
It does look like Kayn's going to be able to close this one out. With a little bit of help from the Titters. Looks like they will get that bot lane. Tier 1, but you do see top lane tier 2. Significant risk is going to fall here.
Yeah, and that is a lot of local gold for the Mordekaiser there. They really don't want to give up this mid tier 2 either if they can help it. Seems like there's no option.
And this is exactly what we were talking about at the start of the series. You know, Feng Shui Master is such an oppressive force on the side lanes that for Poppy to go bot and take that tier 1, she's going to have to sacrifice her tier 2 on the top as well.
That's definitely right. T2 definitely want to be looking to get this dragon if they can. The UI though, coming 3 players fresh off bases, if they go for a fight, it could be very bad for them. Catching the Master Yi though.
His W is gone, uses the Q, but with a great exhaust, He is not going to be able to
Nearly
keep up the
running
Annie.
out of damage.
And that is a massive bounty. 700 gold there onto the Annie.
T2
Exactly
have
what we
secured the dragon, but it looks like they're stuck in the pit.
want. Dixel doing his best. Annie burning the flash, but she's going to go down anyway. Kane falls as well. Feng Shui Masters. Kane, sorry, doesn't.
Very chaotic fight. Jinx stuck in the Mordekaiser ult. If she can survive, she cannot.
Yeah,
But
look where
does
the
trade
Lorian
the
is.
Jinx.
He's doing his work, but he's here at the end of the fight. A great cue from Gengar, actually. She's going to be able to slow Poppy down enough. Looks like, unless, yeah, Pin doesn't connect the wall.
Poppy
Yes.
doing a very good job though surviving. Unfortunately it's not enough, but a very chaotic fight. And honestly, it could be in favor of T2, I think.
I'd be inclined to agree with you there. You certainly have to wonder how that would have gone if the Kog'Maw and the Yuumi weren't tied up with finishing off Jibe in the mid lane. As much damage and as an oppressed.
You got this, you got this.
The Mordekaiser is very scary, but he is really scary when he's got a Kog'Maw in the back line shooting things for him.
Yeah, the amount of space he can create with him being this fed is very impressive and makes Kog'Maw's life so much easier to play.
He's already on second item Riftmaker, so he's looking to do exactly that job of just sort of clearing the opponents out, keeping those scary targets away from his Kog'Maw, so his Kog'Maw can just lay in with the Rage Blade with the Wit's End. Second item on Yuumi, you'll notice is the Mikal's Blessing. So they're doubling up on the cleanses here with Valorian taking the Summer Spell. And of course the active on that item.
It's going to be very hard to lock this Kog'Maw down now. They do have the Rel on the flank though, with the Cane.
Going for a sneaky maneuver. They might be able to lock up Valorian here after the ultimate from the Yuumi. And
Doing a very good job of it.
great ultimate
So
from
much
the
healing
Poppy.
coming out. They do end up killing him.
And spectacular work here, of course, an excited Jinx. As scary as that Mordekaiser is, he does drop the ultimate though, and Jinx is all alone.
Looks like she
Outcomes
will
are
survive though. Flash is the last Q.
Unfortunately for T2, in comes that Master Yi.
Yep, it was looking so good for them until your Jinx got Mordekaiser ulted and then it all went downhill.
Looks like these two are going to be able to secure the Artican from themselves. A very interesting last fight there. Worth noting, that Poppy ultimate really was what set T2 up for success. Right, an excellent gank, or an excellent sneak behind there by Pig Glider by Dixel, but that Poppy ultimate that knocked the Mordekaiser away and back into pit was what gave that team the space that they needed to take those kills. And despite
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fact- Apologies, you go.
I was just gonna say, it's so difficult for T2. That's almost the exact fight you're looking for. Being able to find the flank on the Kog'Maw. Like, he did a little bit more damage than he should have, I'd say. But it was almost ideal for them. And now they're against the Artican buff, I'm not sure if it's gonna get any better.
That Infinity Edge is secured for the Jinx, so she's definitely in a better position as a result of that fight. But in comes the Kane, he's got his ultimate once again. Big damage, but the
Kog'Maw
Artican
going
buff-
down again. Kog'Maw going down, but trading with the Cane.
Kane
Sorry,
taking
the
so
Jinx.
much damage. Big ult from Relvo, locking up Valorian here, and he is going to be taken back to spawn.
Unfortunately, Jinx not getting those resets on the kills on Tristana and Kog'Maw with that voracious Artican buff.
Definitely
Is
a
it voracious?
massive range.
I always forget which one it is. Ruinous. Voracious?
Yep.
I don't know. Either way, that resurrection is very powerful, very good into the Jinx as well, denying those resets.
When we take a look at these gold differentials, I mean, you're looking at, 3k now in the top lane in the jungle. Actually, GB a little bit ahead here in the mid lane against that Tristana. But Jinx also down 1k in the bot lane, and it starts to become really difficult for the Poppy and the Kayn to be able to play when their opponents are, you know, confidently ahead of them. 3 items for the Mordekaiser and the Yi, while only 2 for the Poppy and the Kayn.
Exactly, and with the Otacon buff still on some of the members of DUI, they should be looking around this Baron, trying to look for a play while they've still got it.
This is definitely what DUI wants to secure out this game. Mounty with an excellent WA. Piglighter unable to catch him. And that, you know, really
DUI
highlights
is
the importance
doing-
of that mid-tower turret. Of course, both mid-turrets gone for T2, but first tier mid-tower still up for DUI. Means that Kayn can't go for perhaps a more risky play to secure that kill. And of course, Tristana is comfortable being that far forward in the first place. He goes for it again though, and another Tristana W flashes back in.
Oh, Wing out to flash in. A bold move, and Mordekaiser coming up, rotating to mid lane. Could look to get on the Jinx from behind her, actually.
Yeah, really exciting potential pinch opportunity here. Paper with the teleport. Not sure if he's going to use it though. As a
Or
team fight
Kayn
starts to
flashing
brew.
forward. Looking on the Tristana, but looks like Tristana gets saved by the Yuumi ult.
Ixtal going in, dropping everything on the Master Yi, but where is his Jinx? Absolutely uninterested in a bar of that.
Yeah, unfortunately no one close enough to follow up on the Rel engage. And should be Baron over to DUI. Annie looking like he wants to try something.
You should certainly be careful he doesn't get caught out here, or that might start to most certainly spell the beginning of the end. Great flash out, but the Master Yi has come in from behind. And almost
Yeah, I'll have
securing that
to
kill this time.
disagree with you on that flash. He was very, very dead there. But hey, he's trying to make something happen. I can't blame him. His team's very far behind.
Jinx going for that tier 1 mid tower as DUI threatens tier 3 in the top lane. Poppy ulting out the Mordekaiser to see if they can't get a kill here. Out comes the flash.
Two of them, nowhere near enough damage on the Cogmore, just so much healing and shielding from the Yuumi.
So comfortably tanky. Dixtel falls. Looks like Paper's gonna go as well.
Yep, stuck in that Mordekaiser ult, not much he can do about it. And using that Baron, taking the top lane tower and the inhib, probably looking for mid next. Could look for an in though, depending on how risk averse they're feeling.
Yeah, Master Yi just chewing up these buildings.
Looks like they're going for the triple inhib, the safer play. Not much T2 can do about it. Poppy and the Kayn on death timers.
Potentially a scary position for the Cogmore to be in, but he's more than alright. This is the last chance here.
Triple inhib sound from T2. What can they do from this position to get back into this game? I'm not so sure.
I would have to agree with you there. They are down 15k gold, unfortunately, at this point. You take a look at, you know, you've got potentially an out here with the Jinx, but she hasn't even got her third item yet.
Yeah, she would need a bit of a miracle in order to win this one. Master Yi with the death stance as well will just be taking a lot smaller, a lot less damage from the Jinx with the extra armor, the damage mitigation. It's very tough for T2 here.
Teleport comes in for Feng Shui Masters, and it looks like he's hoping to lead the charge and finish this game out.
Yeah, DUI just playing a waiting game,
Poppy
waiting
going
for the
in.
minions to come in.
Does secure the
Poppy ult
Mordekaiser.
comes down on the Mordekaiser. Maybe they can try and force something.
Hold on Master Yi, but Master Yi flashes himself. And out comes the Q. Even with the exhaust, he does so much damage.
A very nice try from the Rel. Unfortunate that he couldn't catch the Cogmore. That's the priority target, the one without flash. Both Nexus towers going down though. DUI focusing up the Nexus and taking game 1.
A valiant effort there from T2, but unfortunately not going to be enough to take down DUI.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a fan of their draft, but they've proved me wrong.
Alright, we've already got the draft link for the second game. That is one nifty thing about stream delay. We do get to get right into the action. Or perhaps right
Perfect.
into the 3-minute spectator delay.
So it seems like T2 has elected to take blue side, is that correct?
Does look like it to me.
I'm very interested what adaptations they'll make in this game. Potentially could look to triple ban Thandy. They did ban the Kindred and the Lilia in the first game. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Master Yi as well. Ban that.
Yeah, this is
If you were in
what's-
T2's position, what change would you make to look for a win in this next game?
It looks like we're once again seeing teams struggle against DUI's success at dictating the pace of the game. That seems to be one of the greatest strengths that we've seen come out of DUI in the series, is they are so good at deciding how things are going to happen and when they're going to happen. And it's something we saw Penultimate Prodigies struggle with, and it's something we saw T2 struggle with in the last game as well. You can't let your opponents decide how the game is going to be played. You do not want to be playing their game. So I would like to see just something like a little more decisive, a little more action sort of focused plays come from T2 here in this next game. I want to see them sort of looking to press advantages and make risky moves to secure themselves a position that they can snowball and end the game off really early. Because we saw as they tried to play DUI's game in the last round, playing the Jinx so that they have another ADC who can scale up, having the Poppy run side lanes, most of the time we saw that they just simply could not beat DUI at what they were the best at. Poppy ended up being in the wrong place when she needed to be fighting with her team a lot of the time, Jinx being caught out, and of course not properly given the opportunity to scale at the start of the game, meant that she found herself struggling against that cog more. So I would like to see, just a little more action from T2. I want to see them grab the game and tell DUI, no, you're going to play how we want to play.
I think one important thing to note is that T2 do have their regular top laner Prince coming back for the rest of the series. So they could look to play a stronger top side and look to send their jungler up there like they did in the first game, but maybe with a bit more success.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how T2 sort of responds to having their usual top laner back in the game.
I've got a feeling it might have been their plan in the first game to try and get their top laner ahead and to stop that side lane pressure from Feng Shui. And then look to 4v4 on the other side of the map. But things did not go to plan for them, it seems.
T2 are, of course, very adamant in their support for Prince as a very high-tier top laner. So I'm excited to see how he fares here into DUI. And especially in the Feng Shui Masters, who, I mean, we saw an excellent performance of in that last game. So confident, so clean on the Mordekaiser. Definitely a formidable opponent.
Yeah, I mean, even in the mid game and out of lane, I still don't think I saw him miss an E. He was just hitting every single one, and it might help with his Rylai's he did have for the slows, but I still count it. He was doing a phenomenal job.
Most certainly a performance he should be proud of. Hopefully we'll come into this next draft soon. Looks like everybody's
Seems
warming up though.
Oh, perfect. And we did see 2 top lane bans. Last game from DUI into Paper. I wonder if they'll keep those bans or if they might put them elsewhere.
Yeah, I'd like to see who they really want to pin down here in the second game. Of course, Jibei for a lot of people is the obvious target, being the highest ranked player on T2, of course, and a really scary force to be reckoned with in the mid lane. But like you mentioned, sometimes those bans are better spent elsewhere, trying to put Paper on the back foot. Mordekai's a ban, interesting from T2. Afraid to face that one again. And the Lilia as well.
Don't blame them for banning the Mordekaiser at all. Looks like the same bans coming out from DUI. T2 looking to swap the Kindred ban for a Master Yi ban this time though.
Preferring to let the Kindred through, and not banning Mountie's Rise. DUI taking away Kane in response.
Very true. We'll see Pig Glider on something he's less comfortable on this game. And maybe Mountie on something he's more comfortable on. All hinging on what T2 picks here. Because if it's not the Rise, we will probably see it coming out of DUI straight away.
Going for the first pick, Jinx again. An interesting call.
DUI going with Swain. That is an interesting pick. It could be in a number of positions.
And the Kindred, it looks like DUI once again leaning into their comfort on scaling champions with the Swain, with the Kindred. Looking to be a scary late game force. So once again, I would really emphasize the importance of T2 picking fast, snappy characters, looking to get this game done in 20 to 25 minutes. Because if you continue to let DUI play the game how it looks like they want to play, you're certainly going to be 0-2 going to the third game.
Yeah, DUI definitely wanting to take things a bit more slow, a bit more controlled. And GP coming out with the Anivia as well. And an Ornn. I do wonder if this time they'll have Mountie on the Ornn. Could be the Red side, they could have their positions in almost any roles at the moment. I think we could safely put the Kindred into the jungle, but the Ornn and the Swain could go. Could be anywhere.
This next set of bans coming through particularly interesting. Taking away the Jax and the Aatrox from Prince. And in response, getting rid of the Volibear and the Yorick for Feng Shui Masters.
Top lane bans. The top lane bans signal to me that the Ornn is going mid for DUI, meaning Mountie will be picking up that one.
But here with this Nami lock, Nami almost certainly on support, that to me puts Swain mid and Ornn top.
I was thinking the opposite. I think they quite like picking Nami with the Swain. Without Nami, E will proc on the Swain abilities.
Now that's a bot lane I can get behind. T2 really taking their time here on this Rel lock.
Yeah, thinking what they want to put in the top lane. Into Ornn or into something else entirely. We'll have to see.
Stalling out for the second pick as well. I imagine a difficult position here for T2 to be in. These conversational moments that you can grab really are critical.
Seeing the Renekton.
Alright, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, those strong early game players. Play the Renekton, get that dominance in the top lane. The Garen comes in. In response, so it looks like you were right.
Yeah. I'm not sure how this top lane matchup goes.
Me neither.
Got a feeling though, since the Garen was picked on R5 as a counter, it should be decent into the Renekton, but I can't imagine it's too one-sided.
Alright, hopefully we'll be loading into Game 2 soon. But this is more of the direction that I wanted to see T2 take.
Yeah, I am quite worried about the Kazakh's pick though. I'm not sure how much value they'll get out of it. Not many targets he can be looking to kill in these fights.
And I think a very bold pick, especially seeing Gengar so much time spent on the Yuumi in these games. I believe an attached Yuumi does break isolation for a character, so I imagine that would make it more difficult for the Kazakhs to be able to secure kills on the ADC if he's always got a +1.
Yeah, we don't see Gengar on the Yuumi though this game, which might make her a bit of a victim for the Kazakhs. You would think.
Yeah, unless she's able to secure that bubble. Not going to be the best position for her to be in. And she is going to have a security Swain around.
Yeah, she will most likely be with the Swain for the majority of this game, which will make Kazakh's job very difficult. I mean, he can't really get on the Garen, he can't kill the Garen easily, he can't kill the Ornn easily. The Kindred ult will nullify a lot of that execution. Not many options for the Kazakhs. I'm very worried about it.
Yeah, certainly an interesting pick from Pig Glider, but I mean, if there was any time to try something risky and new in the hopes that it might pay off, it might be now. Definitely not the safest position for T2 to be in, but you know, since when was a safe game a good game?
I mean, it's very true. If they can make something happen early game, if they can get their Renekton ahead, I think they're in pretty good shape for this game. Otherwise, I can't see much happening. The game could very well get drawn out, go very slowly. In which case, I think it will favor DUI a lot more.
I certainly can't stress enough the importance of T2, you know, getting in there, getting messy, getting out as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
DUI, on the other hand, I mean, keep doing what you're doing. Perhaps a joke better
Yeah, I mean,
communicated in visual form, and now that I've attempted to make that work, but
look, it was a nice try. It was a nice try.
thank you.
I'm sure if the audience was in the same room as you, they'd be laughing hysterically at the moment.
I truly believe I would get some pity laughs for that, and honestly, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope they're charitable enough to give you some pity laughs.
I mean, after the first game, I'd consider, I'd choose to believe that we're all in good enough spirits for that one.
You'd get some pity laughs out of DUI, that's for sure. T2, on the other hand, I'm not sure if they'd give you any.
Damn. Tough crowd. I hope they put us in this game already, man.
That would be so good. And honestly, T2, I expect will be doing something again at level 1. They really do want to be generating a lead somewhere.
Yeah, very interesting attempt there in that first game. Them coming through the top lane. Honestly, I like it. It's the kind of innovative thinking, really, that you want to see come from them.
Yeah, I do hope they do something around bot lane this game. Just with the mage on the ADC position, they'll have limited impact in the early levels.
Interesting sums here as well. Gengar opting for the heal. And Valorian for the exhaust in the bot lane.
Yeah, their game plan. Definitely looks like they're looking for a long extended trade or fight. Get the most value out of the Conqueror on Swain.
Going for a bot lane maneuver this time.
Summoner's Rift.
Top lane doesn't work, try the other.
I mean, yeah. Just like the first game, if they trade the roll flash with one of the other flashes, they can get a lot done. Hopefully they can make it happen. They're waiting around. I'm not sure what for. With DUI's comp, they're definitely not looking for anything level 1.
Looks like Kha'Zix is going to recall to start his blue buff. And any hopes of level 1 action is going to fizzle out here for T2.
Yeah, he's not playing for his top lane this game. Playing for his bot lane. Not sure I like that much. Seeing as the Garen does have Ignite, if you can get a cheeky kill on him, a cheeky gank, then he will be set further behind than usual.
Looks like a pretty standard start to the game here. 4 top and mid lane. I imagine there's not a lot of fun to be had here for this all.
I will quickly request that you stream on Discord for me.
Oh wow.
Good trades from G-Bay, proccing that electrocute on the Ornn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my lovely co-caster. Both top laners hitting 2 at the same time. Massive
Yeah,
damage
not
here
sure if
from
Renekton
Garen.
wants this fight. Garen does have the Ignite.
And out it comes. Drops the flash, but it's not going to be enough. Garen Q comes through, and it's first blood to him.
Yeah, not what you want from T2 or Renekton here, but
Look at it. Look at
he
this
can
Anivia,
TP
though.
back the lane.
A very
Red side ping
interesting
coming down
maneuver
as
here.
well. So it does seem like they at least have some kind of inclination that Anivia's here. Not sure how much he can get done though. The Garen is very healthy.
Some really big damage here, but Anivia does have Ignite. Ooh. Doesn't look like it's
The
going to be
shield
enough,
coming
though.
out from Garen can't even pop his flash. Very unfortunate from T2. On the upside for them, the Ornn won't be able to get a lot from mid, but the wave isn't where G-Bay would want it, and his health could be doing better.
He's taking a bit of a chip in his resources, and he's down 2 levels. Mounty gets a comfortable recall here, and is going to pick
Yeah, I
up
mean,
as soon as
there's just no reason he should be giving that recall to the Ornn. I mean, he's playing Anivia, he wants to scale himself into the late game. A big
Big
risk
catch
looking
here
for that
onto
top.
the Jinx. With great defensive maneuvers from the round. And in comes the Kha'Zix. Out comes the heal from Gengar. And like you mentioned, so
Watching.
difficult not getting the isolate damage off when the 2 of them are right next to each other.
Manages to pop both of their flashes though.
In comes the counter game.
Here
They
comes
have much lower
Kindred,
resources.
flashing forward, looking for the Jinx, but taking a lot of damage.
He's also onto the Kha'Zix. He's going in for Gengar though. He might be able to lock her down. Flashes the other bush though.
Well, she very nearly dies to the red buff, but manages to
Glorian
live.
just in range. Gonna grab him with the tail end of that E. And just lights out for Kha'Zix.
Such a close fight there. DUI coming out on top.
Here in the top lane, 10-10 taking Prince taking so much damage. 2 long swords now on this Garen as well as the Doran's shield.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very tough for Renekton to play.
G-Bay forced to flash in the mid lane. Kha'Zix hoping to be in position, but doesn't make it in time to contest the scuttle, and that is first mark to Kindred.
Yeah, things are not looking great for T2 here. They definitely have chances, especially with the bot lane summoners all being down. But when your Kha'Zix is topside, that's not gonna have a whole lot of impact. He is moving his way down, but so is Kindred, so the fight will be very even if it does break out.
Mounty, ooh, in a great position to do a lot of damage here to this Anivia. Free to walk her off the wave completely. Rel potentially caught out here in the bot lane, or in the bot river, as she runs into all three of DUI, and she's going to find herself out of position and picked off.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Maybe having a bit too much confidence with the Kha'Zix nearby, but with both the Swain and the Nami being there, it's not going to end well.
Definitely an opportunity for...
The bot wave pushing out here for Jinx while your role has perished is not great. You're going to be expected to give up some CS there.
Manages to dodge the E, but does soak some damage from the Q. Kindred looks to be working this dragon alone, but she's going to get it.
Yep. Looks to be very free there with the mid lane prior, with the bot lane prior. Not much T2 can do about it.
And you look at this level discrepancy in the bot lane. Rel just hitting level 4 while Gengar level 5.
I mean, the experience might not be too bad for T2 since Jinx did get quite a bit of solo XP. So she's likely going to hit 6 before the Swain and the Nami.
Out comes the out comes the Ornn ultimate in the middle lane, but a great freeze from Jibei. He's not going to be able to get the charge. But down comes Garen. This is a potentially really scary situation if Jibei isn't able to clear this wave with his ultimate. And look where he's walking it. In comes Feng Shui Masters. He goes with the flash in the queue. And Nivea does hit
Garen
E.
with the flash, yeah.
Masters,
Very
goodness.
unsure about this, but looks like they can make it work.
Pig glider. Ooh, big
Kha'Zix
damage here from
showing.
Isolate. Out comes the Jinx ultimate. Does miss. But it is going to be the
But yep,
shutdown to
Kha'Zix cleans
Kha'Zix.
it up.
A very
what they
interesting
need.
decision for DUI to commit so hard to getting that Anivia egg down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how worth it is for them. I feel like they're very comfortable just leaving the Garen in the top lane in the winning matchup where he's ahead. Just for a trade on the Anivia. I mean, if anything, you'd have the Ornn go up top lane to try and kill the Renekton, and the Garen can keep getting farmed that way and just generate more of a lead for himself.
Looks like Prince just gonna miss out on this tower plating.
Yeah, he's sitting in a much better spot now though. He is up XP on the Garen after that arm.
And only down 300 gold. Despite being down 2 kills.
Yeah, I mean, Garen's no summoners now, no ult. Used to all mid lane. Prince is sitting pretty in the top lane for a while. There's not much threat on him at all.
Mounty G locked up.
Looking to gank the Ornn, not sure how effective it'll be. Not even having to burn his flash. No objectives up, so they can't use any type of prior.
Back and forth here in the top lane. Prince does have his ultimate up. Garen's still on cooldown.
Yeah, some curious pathing from the Kha'Zix. I'd like to have seen him path towards top lane. At least he could reset on the last back and switch up his pathing. Because just like game 1, I doubt much will be happening in the bot lane from here.
Yeah, certainly Resource City here for everyone except the Rel, who doesn't have her ultimate because she's only level 5. But Summon is online, ult online as well. Action in the top lane though. Finally, this ultimate comes out from Renekton. And the flash as well, but Feng Shui Master's
Flash is
ultimate is now
forward.
online. But some big damage from 1010.
It's enough damage. He gets the kill.
Capitalizing there on Feng Shui Masters having no summoners of his own.
Yeah, very well done from Prince there. Knowing that the Garen doesn't have anything and can just fight him.
And in goes the
They are
Ornn
sitting-
teleport top.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll keep the lanes this way. I can't imagine it'd be very good for the Garen though into Anivia.
Garen does appear to be walking mid from base though. And Renekton TPing
Yeah.
top.
I imagine he'd be just going to catch the wave and they'd be looking to swap back as the Ornn's coming down.
You can see
Coming back down to mid lane.
Mounty moving already. A potential sandwich opportunity up here. 10-10. Prince may be caught out. Renekton does have some good dashes though, despite Kindred's own ability to chase. But in comes the Garen, potentially looking to maneuver behind. Drops a ward at least. Directed
Yeah,
camera,
they are
Prince
looking
knows
for the
best.
dive. It should be very free with the Ornn tanking, everything on the Garen. They've got the Kindred ult available.
Unfortunately, nothing for Renekton to do. Here in the bot lane though, Jank's ultimate goes wide, but they're going to secure the kill on Valorium anyway. Gengar forced to flash.
Yeah, very curious for DUI's bot lane to walk
In
up,
comes
knowing
Dexter,
they've got
though.
3 people committed to the top dive.
The flash, the ultimate, it's going to be lights out for Gengar as well.
Yep, they will pay for it, giving some kills over to T2, which is what they really needed.
First tower is going to fall to DUI, which I believe gives them feats of strength, though I might just be lying.
If I'm being honest, I think they do have feats of strength, but not sure.
3 kills, first of 3 kills, and tower?
Yeah, I think the scoreline was 1-3 earlier, with the solo kill in the top lane and then the 2-for-1 in the bot lane for DUI. They should have the feats of strength.
Good thing we're in agreement.
One thing to note though, DUI's bot lane, again with no summoners. As long as the Kha'Zix is there and the Kindred's not, they should be able to pick up some free kills. Kha'Zix though looks like he wants to go up and try and contest that top side objective.
One grub already taken for DUI. I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to secure the other 2 as well. Yeah. Despite the ultimate going in from Jinx.
Yep, very free for DUI there. Kha'Zix wasting a bit of his own time trying to go up for that.
Interesting here how far forward Valorium and Gengar are. Melancholia,
Yeah, I mean I'm not entirely sure why.
light-footed. Out comes the Chompers.
Kha'Zix is here. This should be good for T2.
Ornal comes out, but not soon enough to save Valorium.
Yeah, Jinx and Kha'Zix looking quite low.
Though massive
Rel's
damage
going
here.
forward.
Not
But
interested.
here comes the Kindred onto the Olympia. Jumps out over the wall. Very
It's
good
just
from T2,
opportunities
I'm not
like
sure.
that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Swain and the army were so far forward without summoners.
Perhaps this is where the Kha'Zix pick comes in. It's the philosophy of intentionally directing your team towards looking for those isolated picks. Thinking like a Kha'Zix would. In comes Prince. Up one level on the Garen.
Yeah, very good trade from him on the Garen. The Garen did get the Gromp there. Not sure how relevant it'll be, especially if he dies here.
Out comes the Flash.
Forces the flash.
No flash of his own to follow. Feng Shui also with his ultimate and ignite. And of course with the quick whip from Stridebreaker. Gonna slow down
Yeah.
Renekton.
Renekton not being able to get in range for his W.
And the exhaust onto Valorium as well, but Kha'Zix unfortunately unable to follow up on that.
It's a lot of CC. T2 has four members here. It
They
could be
might
very
not catch
good
out
for them.
Gengar.
Yep.
And in comes the ultimate here.
The flash ult from Kindred to save the Nami. Nami nearly walking into the Jinx W to die, but manages to avoid it.
Meanwhile, bot tower going full to Ornn. And some back and forth once again in the top lane. A great E there. Getting some damage
One
on
is
the bubble.
recalling though. Likely looking to TP mid, maybe try and make something happen in the 4v4.
Yeah, T2 definitely want to be careful with how much damage both the Jinx and the Anivia have amassed in poke.
Yeah, meanwhile all the poke on the side of T2 that they've done is slowly being healed up by the Nami. Yeah, it seems like the game will just be going very slow.
15
Just
minutes.
Exactly where DUI wants it.
Definitely the turning point for T2 will be if they manage to secure this Rift Herald and get, I reckon, a good push in the mid lane to start putting the pressure on DUI. Jinx ultimate goes mid there, perhaps to clear out the wave.
Sounds right.
Looks like it will
If you
save the tower.
quickly check the items, we'll see what we're dealing with.
Here in the top lane, so much damage by Feng Shui Master. The ultimate comes out, but it's a little bit early, and so does the ignite. Onto the Kazakhs. Burning
Knowing
the
he's lost a
flash
2v1,
Well, here,
trying to buy as
Giga,
much time as possible.
surprisingly not locked up by those chompers, but is going to fall anyway, as out comes the Innovi wall.
Another 2 kills going to T2.
And this is a great opportunity for T2 to swing this game in their favour if they manage to lock down this Rift Herald. Jinx going mid here up against the Swain is an interesting maneuver. She is all alone, and meanwhile in the bot lane, Mountsy just hammering away at these towers.
Yep, and here comes the Nivea to match, but the Kindred is there, has farmed all of the camps from the bot side. The Nivea could be in some trouble if he walks up.
It doesn't look like he's unfortunately going to be able to do enough damage to the wave. Out comes the ultimate from Ornn, but Kindred is already walking away.
Yeah, looks like they're on slightly different pages. Mountsy looking aggressively, Kindred looking for Dragon.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kazakhs securing the Rift Herald. Both him and Renekton taking the recall. Feng Shui Master's having a little snoop around.
Yep, Dragon going over to DUI. Next objective is up in 3 minutes.
Hex Check Dragon, a
can't-
very good pickup.
Yeah, I can't imagine a lot will happen until the next objective does spawn. But DUI is looking for this mid tier 1, I think. And when the Kazakhs shows top, they'll get the green light to go.
Diving underneath the tower comes Kindred, who does get locked up, takes both tower shots, is forced to pop the ultimate. Meanwhile, Melancholy all on his own. The tower does fall, Jubei gets the kill, and up in the top lane they are playing a ring around a Rosie with this Garen, who is not interested in dying, but is eventually going to fall.
Does eventually go down, yeah. DUI though, look like they want more. Nope, they're heading back to the mid lane to defend this wave.
Big Spell walking right up into that Ornn. But the Ornn is so tanky.
Yeah, they're looking to get some poke damage on the Ornn. Not sure how effective that will be.
Ornn once again looking to set up on the bot lane.
And if you could, just click on the Kindred and see how many stacks we've got. 5 stacks, so he does have the range increase. And the later this game goes, I can see it just going better and better for DUI.
Most certainly, they're a composition that's very comfortable to play late. I mean, you've got the Kindred, you've got the Ornn, you've got the Swain. These guys will have no problem finishing out the game, closing it in their favour if T2 aren't able to start making some aggressive moves, which hopefully start with taking this mid-tier 1. They crash the Rift Herald, but there's no way for them to follow up with. And a critical
The Ornn
ult
on the
from Ornn,
flank though, getting 3 of them.
a double root from
The Swainy
Swain,
hitting 2, pulling both of them in, they're certainly just dead.
and the Nami ultimate to quell any hope, forcing the flash from Jubei.
Very pivotal that GB does live. He will be needed to clear the wave, unless he goes down. The focus is on Prince.
And Ornn taking so many tower shots, but he truly does not care. Some good
Yeah,
ways to
T2's
make
damage
rockets.
is very, very low. Jinx does get a reset though on the Ornn.
Is forced to walk away. The Nami bubble and
Yeah,
the
not-
Swain W.
Not enough damage on the Jinx there.
And that is certainly not how T2 were hoping that mid push was going to go. Atakan now up in the top lane. can't click on it to tell which one it is, so we'll just pretend.
I believe it will be the same Otacon from last game, as there wasn't a huge amount of kills. And there's not a huge amount of flowers around the map. Good idea from Prince though, looking to push out bot lane, try and get this tier 1 tower. If he keeps Ornn out of the fight, I think T2's a lot more likely to have a good fight.
Definitely a good idea to minimize the devastation that this Ornn has managed to sort of cause in these side lanes as well. And of course, Swain and Nami deciding not to go bot lane after all does put him in a more comfortable situation. Instead, Pings here on the mid. Looks like Kha'Zix wants to go.
It should be a good fight for T2.
And great chomps from
The
the
Garen
base.
and the Kindred in topside. The Swain should just die. 4 people
Totally
hitting him.
locked him down. And with the exhaust,
And they
that's
get the
history.
Nami as well.
In
And
comes the
DUI
Kha'Zix
actually
now.
going off Otacon to try and help their bot lane. But just getting
Massive
caught out
damage.
themselves.
Kindred with the ultimate doesn't pop it and does in fact go down. Feng Shui Masters with the flash and the ignite. A really scary position for Jinx to be in. But with the Rel and
And he's
G-Bait
to
in
ult the
between,
Kha'Zix.
Feng Shui Masters so locked up as well by a great combo from Dextel.
Yep,
That is going
simply
to-
can't move.
That is exactly the combo that T2 want to continue to pull off.
Yeah, it looks like they're continuing to push. I'm not sure if this is a great idea. They might just lose some momentum. And could end up losing the Otacon if not resetting quick enough, but we will
Looks like they're
see.
interested
We
in
will
the
see.
Dragon instead.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are heading that direction, but I can't imagine DUI will lose it, seeing they're on the map first and have the positional advantage.
Dragon, of course, much easier to take from red side. And first Ornn item upgrade, second one has come through. For the Swain on his Rylai's. So this is where it starts to get scary. As these teams move into the late game, as Ornn starts upgrading, and no doubt as Kindred increases her number of marks. T2 definitely want to secure this Otacon, recall to stop whatever's happening mid, and then start making some aggressive moves of their own.
Yeah, I mean, the Otacon buff will be super helpful. They're not behind much gold. If they can get a fight with this Otacon buff, they will most likely win it.
Do I look comfortable just to take that tower and inhib?
If you are T2 though, you want to see a little bit of a delay before the fight so you can capitalize on your team members still being alive with the Otacon buff and try and convert that into a Baron.
Baron is going to be a really important pickup here. I would not be surprised if the result of this game comes down to whoever manages to secure this Baron.
I think T2 definitely need it. DUI on the other hand, if they lose the Baron, they can still stall out the game and play for the Dragon Soul. Ornn coming out though, looking for the Anivia. Anivia looking to be CC'd his whole life bar. The Egg will pop before the Otacon buff.
Resurrect actually does manage to come out in time, but Mounty is going to finish him off. 10-10 goes in to attempt to make something happen. He too is going to die. In comes Dexel and Pig, but it looks like they're just joining the fight a little bit too late. And that is going to be an ace.
Yeah, I mean 5 for 1 for DUI, but T2 did have the Otacon buff, so
They do have enough time to make it to the Baron Pit. And DUI do have to reset.
yeah. If I'm T2 here, what I want to be doing is getting vision on that top side while DUI does have to reset. But they are just running up together to the mid lane. Maybe they'll get vision together as well.
There come those Baron pings. Yeah, it would be really nice to have seen T2 maybe there a little bit earlier to get some of that punish on the Garen. As he cleared out those wards for free. It does look like they're moving now, but this is a really risky position.
Looks like
for
they
T2
can get the Garen.
They got forced to flash. Kindred doesn't get there in time, but out comes the ultimate from the Ornn and from the Nami. And I wouldn't be surprised
Flash
if
coming
another
out from a
Blade is
Nivir
totally
as well,
locked up.
and the Jinx. T2 just running for their lives.
Dixthel likely sacrificing himself, hopefully to get Jinx out. But out comes the flash from Valorian. They lock up G-Bay. Melancholy.
Oh, Mallow getting hit by the Swain W as well.
That is going to be Baron for DUI, and I would not be surprised if we start. A cheeky teleport there from Mount CG to stop Prince from grabbing this tower.
Yep, just denying all the gold they can from T2. And still in a very comfortable position to get the Baron as well. Things are looking very good for DUI this game.
I certainly would start to be pretty concerned if I were T2 here. Third upgrade for Ornn, now in Kindred. And you start to look at these gold gaps. Once again, 2,000 in the top lane, or 1.5. 2,000, 2.5 in the jungle, and 2,000 in the middle lane as well.
Yeah, being down gold when the enemy team is scaling better than you is definitely not somewhere you want to be.
DUI are doing what DUI do best. Making sure to stack their resources, stack their paper.
I think they did have an opportunity to look for the Ornn there when nobody else on the side of DUI was on the map, but looks like they still won it, but they're very late. DUI whole team showing up.
Here. Out comes the ultimate and the bubble from Gengar. There's simply no hope for him.
Yeah, choosing to die for the Scuttle Crab is not a choice I would make personally.
G-Bay getting some good damage, but he's chasing the Garen. Meanwhile, Dragon Soul likely going to DUI here.
Yeah, with the Kazakhs dead, there's not much of a way they can steal. Even with them alive, it's still very unlikely.
Now comes that Jinx ultimate. Something that they won't have for this likely final fight here.
DUI looking like they just want to try and end the game, maybe. Or just apply pressure so that the Garen can get the top wave in.
Would certainly be a good time to do it. They lock up Mountsy, but of course, he's got a 5k health bar. He simply doesn't care. Dixel goes in great ultimate, but out comes Nami as well. And of course, no opportunity for Kha'Zix to get an isolation when all 5 of them are on top of each other. So
Yeah,
simply
very
can't-
unfortunate for T2. Couldn't quite get the reset on the Jinx either. Didn't get an assist on the Nami.
Dixel and Prince down, with another wave incoming. Now CG has taken a fair bit of damage.
Popping the Swain ult, walking forward on DUI. I'm not sure if they can do this.
G-Bay just totally unable to move, and now it's just the Jinx who's doing some pretty big damage, but Mounty G can just dive that turret no problem, and it looks like game 2 here is also going to go to DUI, unless perhaps a miracle maneuver comes out from the realm. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough.
DUI looking very strong. Taking the second game as well.
Another really impressive performance here.
Yeah, I mean, they just look so comfortable in these games where not a lot is happening early game, and they can just safely scale, make it later in the game with the picks like the Kindred, like the Ornn. The team fighting 80 carry bot lane and the Swain is just very nice for them.
And just like that, up comes the draft for game 3.
T2 choosing to switch sides this time. A decision I like. They can try something new.
I agree. Clearly what they've got going right now is not working for them. And if given the opportunity, I wouldn't be surprised if Dewey does the exact same thing they did the last 2 games.
Although, from what Feng Shui said earlier, they could be playing for content. They might leave Karthus up this game. What do you
I
think
can
the
only
the
dream.
percentage chance is they do leave the Karthus up?
Well, I'll tell you what. According to
Mhm.
T2 themselves, they have never lost a game 3.
This
And
is
if
true.
that statistic holds true into this game, the real true reason that they win this game 3, all I'm saying could be because DUI let the Karthus through.
If Feng Shui is a man of his word, he will do his very best right now to be trying to leave Karthus up.
I'm certain he's
If it-
DDoSing Valorium now so that he can't lock in the pick.
I mean, that might just be the only way they do get the Karthus through.
But of course, anything is possible. In as strange a Game 3 scenario as this. But of course, if I were DUI, I wouldn't want to let this Karthus through. I want to play seriously. This last one here is for all the marbles. And of course, prize giving tomorrow night. We have an absolutely stacked lineup of goodies to give away.
Oh, it's actually kind of unbelievable how much prizing there is. Considering at the start of the tournament there was nothing planned for prizes at all.
It is honestly thanks to you all and the incredible support of the community. I want to shout out in particular Pig Bucket, or I suppose as we know him, Pig Glider, Crabman Nova, Paper, and of course my wonderful co-caster, Bad Memory, for their very generous and completely not at all required donations to the prize pool for this tournament. The only reason that we can proudly say that the winning team will be getting $50 of RP deposited directly into their Riot account is thanks to the generosity and the incredible community, quite frankly, that has come from the UCGG LOL server and I suppose experience as a whole. So perhaps while we wait for this draft to start, this is my opportunity as UCGG's 2025 president to thank everybody for being here and for being a part of this and for donating their time and, you know, sometimes quite literally their money to supporting this community and ensuring its longevity. We really truly couldn't be here without all of you and the incredible selflessness that everybody has shown. It is truly such a privilege and an honor to be a part of and to be responsible for, you know, this incredible group of people.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it is $50 of RP per player on the team, not just for the team as a whole.
Per player. That's true. I believe it's $57 exactly is the 4,200 RP bundle. Of course, no sour milk for second place, who will be locking themselves in, I believe it's the $30 bundle.
Yeah,
So,
the prizes will be popping off.
you
And
are
correct me if
certainly
I'm wrong,
not
I
gonna be
believe
empty-handed.
Moya also dropped a donation for the tournament as well.
That is true.
I'd like to shout him out.
That is true. Please, Moyaman83, save me. Save me, Moyaman83. And he did.
I don't think anyone's saving you. I'm sorry. It has to be said.
Damn. So yes, I can confirm it's 2,800 RP for every player for second place. Certainly not 4,500, but certainly not a shabby prize. Third and fourth place will be walking away with 1,380, a free skin under their belt, no complaint. And of course we do have a couple of bonus awards as well, so perhaps to any of the players at home thinking about Any captains at home thinking about their team, don't forget to select your MVPs and send those ones to Pig Glider. He's going to be mad if you don't. Probably mad at me.
Ooh, the draft has started. I didn't realize actually.
And we made it through that ban phase incredibly quick. Both teams knowing exactly what they want gone. DUI taking the Ziggs, the Karthus, and the Anivia. And T2 looking for a modified version of their past two bans with the Lilia, with the Kindred, and with the Mordekaiser. First pick to DUI, the Tristana.
Yeah, again with the flex pick, we know the mid plays it, and we know their ADC plays it. T2 going with the Kaiserau, a very strong 2v2 lane.
Very aggressive bot lane. Interesting to see Dexthal on the Rel again, 3 for 3. Very, very
Yeah,
comfortable
it's
pick for them.
definitely their most comfortable champion. And if it's anything like the first game, we should see a Yuumi here out of DUI. Going with the Cogmore. Again. Very interesting.
Looks like, yeah, they'll immediately dispel the mystery about what lane that Tristana is going to.
Yeah, definitely going back into the mid lane.
And the Lulu.
And with the Karthus and Nivea bans on G-Ban, I'm not sure what he's gonna pick into this. Maybe a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, I would like to see T2 pick Cassiopeia. I do want to know what exactly it was that DUI was so afraid of in that first game.
It's either the Cassiopeia we'll see, or there'll be a jungle pick like the Kayn. Ooh, an Udyr.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how effective it'll be into the Kog'Maw Tristana, but maybe he knows something we don't. Could even be a top lane Udyr for all I know.
First ban from T2, they're going to squirrel away that Yorick. Very safe decision from them.
Do you know if Prince does have any history on this Udyr pick?
I truthfully couldn't tell you. Nasa's ban for top, and there comes that Cassiopeia ban.
Alright, this is surely a mid lane pick from T2, since they can already see the Tristana.
Saving that last pick for the top lane. The Syndra. Oh! A very interesting...
G-Bay's played it a few times in the tournament so far. Nocturne coming out though. Will be a menace for the Syndra later on in the game.
And we have seen, of course, over the past two games, Thandie is a very scary player. And that's before you introduce the literal nightmare character.
And Warwick as well. Bing Shui has played Warwick top before.
Ooh.
Nope, going with the Volley Bear.
Playing safer with the Volley Bear.
One thing to note, DUI's comp this game is not as strong late game as their other two comps have been. Now, it does still have the Kog'Maw with the Lulu this time, so that's very, very scary. But the rest of the scaling around it isn't there like in the other two games.
It's very interesting to see them somewhat deviate off what has been so historically successful for them. So, perhaps this is the fabled feng shui content that we were promised.
We do see Darius though, and I really hope Udyr paths towards top lane. They use this Darius into the Volley Bear matchup and get Prince ahead. That's what I want to see from T2 this game. I want to see the Darius with a big lead, and I want to see him killing Volley Bear in the side lane.
In the meantime, getting warmed up here for the spectator delay.
Oh, I do love the spectator delay. Nothing I love more.
Well and truly, I came out so naturally funny that they just had to give me 3 minutes where it was my responsibility to fill the silence with absolutely nothing on the screen to talk about.
I mean, you can talk about the draft. If you're in this game, which team would you rather be on?
Well, I mean, do I have to play one of the champions? Or am
Well, you don't
am
have
I,
to.
Which one? When you say I'm on this team, who do I have my money on?
Okay, you can be the team coach.
Oy, oy.
Which team would you rather be on? And you'd be like, yep, that's my draft. I did that.
Which team would I rather be responsible for?
Exactly.
Um,
Purely on the draft.
I mean, I feel pretty confident about what DUI's got here. These are all champions that I know that this team knows how to play. But I would also be pretty pleased, right, if T2 wins this one. Like, the innovation, you know? The switch up here off the Jinx, the Cinder in the middle, the Udyr in the jungle. You know? If this shake-up works out for them, I certainly wouldn't be mad if they were me.
Yeah, I mean, the same as the other games, I do want to see T2 getting a lot done early. They've got the stronger bot lane, they've got the stronger mid lane, and they've got the stronger top lane. So there should be a lot happening here. I hope.
I agree. I really want to see T2, you know, getting better at capitalizing on the start of the game there. They've had their 2 games warm up, but I need to see that game 3 magic come through. I need to see, you know, maneuvers. I need to see something scary.
I am quite worried about the Darius. If they don't get him ahead from the start of the game, once the Nocturne hits 6, he could just be looking to kill the Darius on the side lane. There's a lot of side lane pressure coming out from the Volibear, and if the Nocturne's there for it as well, they can easily dive with the Volley ult as well later on.
It is my understanding that this is the kind of champion that Prince is comfortable on, but Darius is an interesting pick. Especially for a last pick here. So, I don't know, we're gonna need to see some Dunk Master on Kog'Maw on Tristana's head, or you're right, he might find himself up top river without a paddle.
Yeah. I'm not sure about this T2 draft. I would like to see some scaling somewhere. They could have even picked a tank top laner. I'm not entirely sure if they wanted to into the Volibear though, but I feel like the Udyr will just be pulled around the map early game. He'll be wanting to get everyone on the team ahead. Maybe it would be hard to get the mid lane ahead, but top and bot both pulling you in different directions is quite difficult.
And finally, in we go. Something new to look at. Please let them have done something interesting with their summoner spells. No, it's over. Pack it up.
And I will humbly request another stream on Discord.
Oh my god, so humble. My hashtag humble king.
Many people are saying this.
Many people. Alright, let's see what T2 do at the start of this game. We've got a ping here. Looks like they are... Looks like DUI hoping to fan out once again. And T2 doing the same this time.
Both teams fanning out.
Each gem a guardian, no matter what. 30 seconds.
Not much to do for DUI here, but T2 could look for another level 1 play with the Rao.
Yeah, not the most... Certainly the least invigorating of all their level 1s, but certainly the safest call.
Minions have spawned.
If you're T2,
Oh, well,
you
also,
definitely don't want to stake your future on a hasty gank.
I'll also humbly request if you could open the scoreboard and rearrange the portraits for us.
Oh, of course. They're just too good to do it for us, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, props
They're
to,
busy thinking
to
about
DUI
draft
for
or
being in the
something.
right order. Perhaps that's what does it, you know?
Yeah, perhaps the UI is just more prepared.
Clear head. Yeah, pretty straightforward here for this top and mid lane. I like Dextel's aggression. They are gonna get that ward.
Yeah, a
Nice.
common trend with the Gengar dropping a ward in that middle bush just for it to be auto-attacked by both of them in 4.
Both junglers starting bot side and clearing up top.
And both junglers will be spotted out on their raptors as well, with both of them being warded. Not turn clearing, slightly faster, we'll get top lane early. Earlier than the Udyr.
GA with some great damage in the mid lane, hitting 3 before Mountsy.
Yeah,
Wow,
GB doing
wow.
really good on the trade. Having Prio, but not much for him to do before the next wave comes in.
Valorian going for the early shove here in the bot lane. Interesting call. Perhaps looking to walk up mid? Or just to create themselves some space comfortably. Nocturne already on the scuttle.
Big trades coming out top lane. I'm not sure if Volibear wants it though, with the Darius stacking up. Oh my god.
He does get the
Volibear
flash,
doing
though.
so much damage.
And Udyr just a little too slow, is not going to be there in time to join the fight. That is definitely an undesirable position for 10-10.
Feng Shui with another solo kill. His third one at the start of the third game.
Such a confident, such a dominant solo laner. It looks like Nocturne, if Udyr doesn't get in here, is going to get his second Scuttle Crab. He does walk away with them both.
Yeah, Udyr Smite not quite being up. But again, the start of this game looking very good for DUI.
Certainly in more of a comfortable... Yeah, we can see this pressure in the bot lane start to build up.
Yeah, it's actually quite hard as the Kai'Sa at level 1 to try and get Prio. With the Kog'Maw having a lot more range than you can just take a lot of auto attacks for free.
And Melo does want to play, you know, relatively safe, conserve those hit points for an opportunity to go in with Pharrell. Darius taking a fair bit of damage here.
I guess Darius, you must not be up. I think he could have looked for a trade onto the Volibear after the shield wore off.
Good damage. Out comes the flash from both the Rel and the Kog'Maw and the
Yeah, the TP coming in from Syndra. It looks like they will just take the Lulu as a free kill. And they got Kog'Maw Flash as well, and Ghost, which is very, very good for them.
no sums on the Cogmore. Historically, Valorium in a very vulnerable position in that first game when he was down both summons, so an opportunity here certainly for the Kaiser and the Rel to start playing aggressively.
Yeah, in that first game, T2 did make a good use of the Cogmore having no flash in the mid game. He did have no flash for a lot of the early game, but they couldn't really capitalize on it. If they want to win this one, I think that's a great way of doing it.
Making sure to keep on top of those summer spell cooldowns. Udia maybe a little bit of damage here. Dandy does hit 6 though, and that's going to
on the Nocturne.
Really scary. Good
Going
damage
very low.
from both of them.
A nice trade.
That's a feng shui 2v1. He drops the ultimate. Jibei is so slow. He flashes, but he isn't going to be able to put enough distance between himself and the volley bear. And it looks like Prince is going to flash as well. Drops the Dunk Master. And he is
Actually,
gonna go
very
1-1.
close. Very close to a double kill for Prince.
Tristana recall. Cancelled by the Grubs.
Getting interrupted by the Grubs.
T2 perhaps afraid for how they're going to do in this third game. Pay off the Grubs for a 5v6. We do know they like to
Compared to
recruit Artican's help.
Compared to the first 2 games, though, a lot better for T2 in this early game. Still not great, but a lot better than the other 2 games have been.
Now CG playing very aggressively here. Jibei looks like he doesn't have anything to stop him. And with his own flash down, he's just going to fall.
Yeah, I mean, Mount CG with the solo kill. Another trend, actually, after these skirmishes in the river, Mount CG just being an 80 carry, relying on those auto attacks to get free kills in afterwards.
The Dragon pick up here from T2. This is, I believe, the first time we've seen them take first drag.
That's correct, yeah. And I'm not sure what the grub distribution was after the end of that fight earlier.
Looks like 3-2 DUI. I don't believe T2 have managed to get a single grub in any of their games against DUI this series. Great damage here from Tintin. Gets the 5 stack, but Feng Shui Masters, of course, capable of doing so much damage with the completed boots.
Yeah, just having that cooldown reduction to get multiple Ws in and the trades. Really strong.
Meanwhile, potential aggression here in the mid lane. Udia makes himself
Udia-
known, but
Yeah, walking at the Tristana, not the way you can generally get a kill on the Tristana. She will just jump to safety. Very, very hard to make things happen on the Tristana. He definitely wants to be making things happen in the solo laners, or in the side lanes rather.
Tristana both with the W and the flash and her ultimate up, I do agree will be nigh unkillable. Great game from Udia. In comes the ultimate here from Nocturne, and I mean that's just lights out.
A very dead Syndra and a very dead Darius as well.
The ultimate does come through, but it's not going to be enough. Feng Shui Masters takes that tower shot. Perhaps Udia. But oh, Feng Shui
Walking
is
through vision,
sneaking
though.
out.
Yeah, very, very tough.
Udia
Oh,
going
wait,
for the
Udia
flash
flashes over
walls
the wall.
to attempt to catch him, but Feng Shui Masters is out.
For a second, I
Not on
thought
the
he
bot
flashed
lane.
the emote.
In comes Dixel, misses the W, does get the Q. And it looks like these summoners for Valorium, his ghost is down, but his flash is coming right back up.
And Udia's in some trouble here in the mid lane. Did get the Tristana ult out. But did just walk out to safety, I believe.
Udia going for an aggressive, sort of deep push into bottom jungle. Isn't going to find anything. All those camps have been taken. But
Yeah, he must be looking bot lane here, but doing it the exact moment Kog'Maw Flash comes up,
In comes
I'm not so
Rel.
sure about. Really good
Up comes-
CC coming up from the Rel though. Can get the Lulu probably. Yep, she will go down to the Kai'Sa passive, but not before trading with Udyr.
Unfortunate for Pig Glider to fall there, but they do get a lot of really important resources. Valorian once again down his flash. Gengar down hers. Trading for
Yeah.
just the Rels.
I think it really does show how valuable those flashes are for DUI's bot lane. I mean, if they didn't double flash out of there, it was a free double kill for T2.
Mount CG, unfortunately, just gonna arrive a little bit late. Tintin with some good damage on the Feng Shui, but I mean, he's already got his Rod of Aegis.
Feng Shui with no ult in this fight though, could be good for Prince.
Out comes the
He
ultimate
does have a lot of stacks, not quite enough before the
from the
Nocturne comes in.
Nocturne.
Syndra's here though. Udyr is here as well. They're looking for the Nocturne.
Out comes the flash. Jibei is able to secure the kill, and they turn onto Fandy, who is doing so much damage, just absolutely shredding this Udyr, and Jibei unlikely to be able to kill him on his own. But in comes
Hiding
the
towards the
Rel.
road though, not bad.
Out comes the
Looks like they
Polymorph.
might... Both teams will just walk away. After the 1-for-1, or 2-for-1 I should say.
And it looks like with that, DUI are once again going to secure all 6 grubs. So much damage here on this mid lane tower by the Tristana.
Yeah, it's nearly gone down. And that is to be expected when you're playing against the Tristana.
Good damage here from Medarius once again, but so tanky is this Volibear.
Yeah, a nice little trade, but I don't think he'll get much out of it, especially with no ult.
Tristana TP mid to get back in the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams are looking to fight over Dragon here. Neither top laners have teleport. Well, one doesn't and one doesn't have it up. As we come here into the fight, great engage onto Fandy. He's going to drop all of his abilities once again into Pig Glider.
Turret plating will soon fall.
T2 is 4 people strong there. I'm not sure why they're not trying to be more decisive for a fight. Especially with the Kraken Slayer on the Kai'Sa. She is quite strong at the moment.
Kaiser definitely more oppressive. Drops the ultimate. Big damage onto Gengar, but is not enough. Meanwhile, the Kog'Maw absolutely chewing up this Rel. Ultimate comes out from the Volibear top lane. It's not going to be enough. The dunk from Darius. And here
Yeah,
comes
things are
Jibei,
looking
not where he wants to be.
very bad for T2. Although, they do have a shining light this game in the Kai'Sa.
G arriving just in time for cleanup though.
But their shining light is quickly going dull.
And that is going to be an ace for DUI.
Yeah, DUI up over 7,000 gold at 14 minutes is not looking great for T2.
T2 secure the dragon at the cost of mid tier 2 and potentially top tier 2 as well.
Top tier 2 will go down, yeah. That is so much gold on the Volibear. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like 2,000 gold up at the moment.
3. Make it 3,000 gold.
Yeah, just an insane lead for him and for the Nocturne as well.
Certainly an uncomfortable position for T2 to be in, but I mean, look at these shutdowns on the board. 300 on the Nocturne, the Tristana, 200 on the Kog'Maw. There is some sweet bounty there to be claimed if T2 so wish.
I mean, that's if they can claim it. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get a single tower this game.
It's not the most charitable of you.
I mean, if I'm in this game as T2, I'm starting to get very desperate. I would like to be making something happen and try and get some type of lead somewhere
And
to
speaking
try
of
and get like
something
a
happening,
tower.
some nice chip damage here onto Mounty, who does manage to get out before the Rel Q connects.
4 players of T2 though are here now, so if they could go on the Lulu, not quite wanting to.
Valorian with his flash up, Gengar as well. And Tristana happy to move back to mid. Nocturne taking the Rift Herald. And Volibear threatening top tier 3.
Yeah, T2 committing the members bot lane, but still not wanting to make anything happen.
And just look at the damage the Volibear can get done. He's got his ultimate. So Darius needs to be really careful for... He doesn't even need it.
Here
But
comes the
Nullifier with
Kaiser
some
though,
massive
she should
damage
clean him up.
and some great lockdown by the Rel. Almost going to be enough, I imagine, if that passive popped.
Oh my god, Nocturne dashing into the base with his ultimate to kill the Rel.
The flash from Rel is not going to be enough. In the bot lane, Jibei doing his best. Mitch with a desperate
Yeah.
flash to his tower, but that
DUI
is another
just
ace for DUI.
Looks so good in this game.
Out
Dropping
comes
the
Rift
Herald as well. A very early top inhibitor by the looks of things.
Darius looking to get some damage in, but I mean, unfortunately, he finds himself so far behind. With that bomb from Tristana, he is forced to walk away. In comes the teleport from Volibear, going to bot tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, he is just funneling gold into himself at this point, especially if he gets this.
Big Glider does
Not
show
sure
up
if
in
he should
time.
even be... Not sure if he should even be scared of the Udyr. Or if he could just ignore him and finish breaking that tower.
His ultimate not up quite yet, but some great damage here as they pull him under tower, stun him up, and despite all of that healing, they are going to get the pick.
Yeah, I would have liked to see DUI just pressuring mid there. While they've got the volley in the side lane, drawing so many people to them. But if I'm T2, I'm not complaining. Kills like that are exactly what you need.
And it looks like, well, T2 split off to deal with the threats top and mid. Cogmore is going to come back and secure bot tier 2 with his Lulu.
Yeah, another bunch of local gold going for the Cog Lulu.
Here comes
And
the
Udyr
ultimate.
going down on the other side of the map as well.
Ooh, in comes a jump here from Mounty. He is going to be caught. by
Maybe
the
a little
Cinder.
bit
Out
too
comes the
far.
ultimate
Looks
as
like
well.
he could go down. He is tagged
Out
by the
comes the
Kaiser
ultimate.
passive. Yep.
Massive shutdown here onto the Kaiser. Jibei perhaps looking for more. But the Nocturne isn't alone now.
T2 has popped a
Out
lot
with
of
the flash,
ultimates.
stuns up Jibei,
Flash
making
stun.
absolutely necessary moves. Valorian flashes away, but it isn't enough. And now they're chasing down Gengar. The great Q from the
T2
Rel
with some
should
momentum.
slow down. And they are going to find
Looks like
the
they
pick
should get
as
the third
well.
dragon as well. Looking very good for T2.
And that was exactly what T2 needed. 2 massive shutdowns here onto the Syndra.
Look,
And it
they
looks
are
like they're gonna
still
pick up the Cloud Dragon as well.
10,000 gold behind, but this Dragon Soul is what they need to turn this into a win from their current position.
Nocturne potentially in a position to contest here, but he isn't going to make it, and now they need to quickly turn it around and stop this Volibear, who need not worry himself with such meaningless things as objectives, dragons. All he knows are tower.
I mean, one could argue towers are objectives.
True. Getting towers, my main objective in life. Stacking my money. Looks like they have no contest here for Atacama. In fact, it looks like the fight here is over blue buff. Red buff. Basic colors.
Colors are hard sometimes.
Thank you.
The
now
Voracious
this is-
Articon,
Very scary position for T2 to be in. Articon buff stacking up.
if I'm T2, I probably want to be sending someone mid lane to try and clear the wave,
Massive damage
Just
here.
the one inhibitor. They are opting for the fight though, while the Tristan's mid. Could be good, a huge reload.
Nocturne in the back is going to pick off G-Bag.
Yeah, Nocturne on the Syndra.
Melancholy is doing his best, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Only the Rel and the Udyr alive. Udyr does a good bit of damage, but you just look at how dominant Feng Shui Masters has been once again this game. And of course the Nocturne comes in to clean up the rest.
T2 is simply too far behind. Even though the fight looked quite good, still very hard, especially into the Voracious Articon. If the volley died, he'd TP back. Looking very, very tough for T2.
And it looks like one final hurrah, maybe a couple of cheeky picks by G-Bay. They might actually be able to stop this one if they can kill Fanny in time, but they can't.
And that's it. DUI sweeps them 3-0.
A decisive victory for Drunk Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, that last game was the most decisive of them all, I think.
I just say, an incredible series from start to finish, honestly. We are scoping. I'm scoping. I'm using my contacts right now. We might be able to get some chatters in here for a little bit of a post-game debrief, because I don't know about you, but I most certainly want to hear from Drunk Ultra Instinct.
Oh, me too.
And
I'd also like the...
Yeah, I agree. I'm also keen to hear from T2, but we might give T2 a minute to collect themselves first. So we'll start. We bring back Feng Shui Masters, and also we bring in Valorium, and they're requesting a third. Yeah, we can make that happen. Who do you want? Who else?
Pull in Mr. Thandy.
Might have been easier, really, just to drag ourselves in there than to bring you all here.
Potentially.
Wait, we're wanting Fandy, aren't we? Who's this Gengar guy?
She's abusing her mod privileges. Mods!
No,
Mods!
Okay, I
mean,
dragged Gengar in
I can't
because
see this chat.
she said me.
Look, at this point, we might as well get the whole team
I'm
in.
just dragging everyone in, man.
Yeah,
This is
do
way
it. Do
easier.
it. Full team interview. Let's go.
Full team.
Okay, Drunk Ultra Instinct with a decisive 3-0 victory laid out for me. Was this on the cards? Did you guys know from 5:59 p.m. when Feng Shui Masters locked in that devilish Yasuo win on Howling Abyss? Did you guys foresee this one coming?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, that was such a good sign for us. Feng Shui winning the 1v1 on ARAM. It's like on Yasuo, especially. Like, I know we didn't let him pick it during the game. I vetoed that one. Sorry, maybe I should let him pick it, but
Yeah,
For
man.
content.
That was my
for content. For content.
Damn it.
But yeah, I think overall, I think we're expecting to go the distance. Like, T2 obviously, like, they must have played really well to get this far. They beat Weenie Hut Jr. in the semi-finals, which was a team that we were terrified of. And if they beat them, like, obviously they have to be better, right? I think it was just maybe a thing or two here with the draft prep that really allowed us to get ahead and get these massive leads in the game and have the clean 3-0.
Honestly, I didn't think we would go 3-0. I think we still would have won, but I thought we maybe would have lost 1 or 2 games. Like,
Yeah.
It was... T2 played really well those games, but I don't know. I think our team just lived up to the name. They just activated Ultra Instinct and locked in. I don't know what happened. Like, even me, my average game, I'm going 110. I didn't go 110. So, like,
It's a song.
yeah, I think our entire team, like T2, they played really well. They're a really good team, but our team just locked in, and I think it shows.
Yeah, honestly, I was a bit confused. I was like, my top laner has a positive KDA. He took off his Baus FFS cosplay. Like, is somebody else playing on Pink's account? Like,
God, thank
So
God he
I'm
wasn't
not
a
sure
sin.
I'm not sure if you guys did hear Bing Shui on the stream earlier, but he did say he was playing for content.
I mean, was
My
that
only
not content?
question is, where was the content?
Damn.
Was me not running it down for the first time ever not content?
Watching Feng Shui lock-ins
Look,
couldn't be entertaining.
you went crazy on them. Don't get me wrong, but I was hoping for something spicy.
You know, I was thinking about it, but I feel like I was thinking about it, but I feel like that would be disrespectful to T2, and especially to 1010. Like, I'm not going to lie, 1010 is probably the top laner I feared the most in this entire tournament, because he has a very diverse champ pool, and each champion he plays counters another. So if I were to blind pick, like, something if I were to blind pick Garen, he could have, like, 3 different picks that could counter me. And what I did think was weird was that game I blind picked Volibear, and he ended up going with a Darius pick, which I thought 1010 was going to go with Jax because we had a lot of auto attackers, and he plays quite a bit at Jax. So honestly, like, I was having a mini heart attack until he locked in Darius, I'm not going to lie.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about sort of the strategy and the philosophy behind the way that you guys approached these 3 games? Because it looked like you had, a pretty consistent sort of feel for the game. You guys seem very, very, very good at dictating sort of the pace and the tempo of the game and letting them go long enough that you and your team can sort of scale up. How do you feel that your intentional sort of direction that you've taken the game helped you out there?
I don't put words in Valorium's mouth. He's a team captain. But from what I gathered from it, because and what I thought the team plan basically was we play a scaly comp. Like, our team usually, I think most games we played, our team comp is always better, or at least on par in scaling, and we just have a really good, because all of the people on our team are on the same page. We have a really good team fight. I think Valorium said this, and I agree with him. We probably have the best team fighting in the entire comp, just because we're all so in sync with each other. And having a lot of the champions you see me play are champions who can split push and take towers really well, and we'd always be positioning me in the side lane, so they would have to choose to deal with team fight, and they'd need to take 5 people for 4 because we're just that much stronger, or they send multiple to deal with me, in which case we have a numbers advantage.
I think
sorry.
I was gonna say I think our draft is very aware of what our team composition is and what kind of fights we can and can't take. I think a good example of that is the first game, as we load in and realize that we have approximately 0 heart CC on our team.
I was yelling at them about it.
The CC Mordecai's are wrong.
And so I guess it's more so playing around the way that they want to play this game is by crowd controlling us out of vision. So we basically just had to give stuff when we give objectives when we weren't able to take them.
Yeah.
And just try to play around the fact that once they've used their CC, then that's sort of our opportunity. And I think we're all quite comfortable in the champions we were playing, which was it's always a plus.
I think it's really all on the prep. Like, starting this morning, we were all chatting in our private chat about what we have prepared for today, different picks. I got out a physical notebook and started writing down picks and bans and what we were going to do if they banned certain champions or picked certain champions at certain points.
Yeah.
So I think, we really just had a good idea going into this game, exactly what we wanted before we even entered the Rift. And then in the Rift, we knew what type of game we wanted to play. T2 really threw us off. I think they got a lot of really excellent picks, especially in the mid game, especially on me. But yeah, I think, honestly, I feel like most of this was a prep and teamfight diff.
So do you guys think stylistically into T2 you had the advantage?
Yeah, to be honest, I think stylistically, for this entire tournament, we just had the best matchup. I mean, you guys also watched our game versus Captain Tofu, where they were just absolutely destroying us early, no question, but we won in the team fight. Team fighting is so good in this league. Like, so good. And that's like what I've tried to make my bot lane choices reflect. I just think champions that scale past 20 minutes are just so good in this UCGG tournament.
Yeah, especially if they can't press the advantage and can't, end or take massive chunks out of our base, which, a lot of the champs we picked, especially bot lane and mid lane, can wave clear really well. Like the Siva Yumi, it's like, yeah, waves aren't surviving more than a second against that thing.
Yeah, T2 better be glad they didn't have to face that today.
Yeah, the Siva Yumi, Jesus, was against the Tofu special, just so that we didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can tell, like, T2 have a very early game play style where they want to get ejectors early, they want to get pressure early. But if we can hold out this, I said this in the last one as well, and this was the case for 99% of our games, where it's holding out until 20 minutes and getting full and just getting 3 items on each champion and just being able to push down mid and team fight.
Does Mouncy want to say anything? What
Mouncy.
Mouncy?
Not in particular. I thought we played well. We were very in sync, so it just worked.
Yeah. What did you think of as soon as your ban protection was lifted? They just banned the Rise every game, or nearly every game.
I was fine.
Demon.
I mean, I've always not only played Rise, so I have plenty of picks other than that.
They just lose a little bit slower, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
sure.
Rise was up in the third game. Is there any particular reason you didn't pick it?
Well, we started with Triss because it's the flex pick, and then but thought Cogmore was a good spot there, so Triss was mine.
Cogmore is like a 60% win rate versus Kaiser. It's so like unplayable. But like, respect to Mello, like they played it as well as they could.
And it meant I got to play 3 different supports instead of just 3 Yumis.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Yumi Cogmore is apparently a really bad synergy as well.
Yeah, I found that out after game 1. I'm like, oh, Yumi Cogmore should be fine, right? It's just like a worse Lulu. And then I look up the stats and it's his worst duo. Bro.
I don't know.
But that worked out really well.
Anything else, Stella?
No, really. Just in case anyone had any closing statements, any burning.
It would be a real pleasure to play in the next UCGG tournament, but I would really like to play some Lilia. Please stop banning me out. Thank you.
I'll be champion, man.
Let's go, Sandy.
Yeah, I think you might have, with this win, secured yourself the privilege of never playing Lilia again.
Yeah, I think you're getting 5 banned, bro. I think you're getting 5 banned.
Kindred, Master Yi, Nocturne, no one liked it.
You're about to get the Kathy special, man.
Gwyn.
Look, we'll just put you on a team with G-Bay. They'll ban Karthus, they'll ban Lilia, and then get a couple of other one-tricks in there, you guys will be set.
So true.
Yeah. Other than that, GG.
Yeah,
GG T2.
If I have a
GG.
statement, it would be GG to not just T2, but everybody in the tournament. I think every team, played well. But we're just better. No, I don't know, but everybody played really well. And it's probably the most fun I've had in League of Legends in a really long time. So thank you, casters, for your great casting, especially you, Stella, since you're the main caster across all of them.
Nah, shucks.
Thank you, Bad Memory, as well, as one of the main organizers. Probably the main organizer. I remember you just being in voice chat for like decades at a time, trying to make the perfect team balance.
You're so welcome.
Everything was fair. So thank you very much, Bad Memory. Because
You're doing an acceptance speech, man.
Shout out to Stankel Green.
Like to thank my family.
Shout out to Stangle Green.
Shout out to Stankel Green. What a legend.
Personal request, shout out to Stankel Groob.
Shout out to Stankel Grebe.
Shout out Stangle Green. We love that guy.
Love that guy.
GG's to all the teams. Thanks for coming out. It takes a lot of effort to come out for 9 regular season games and then also playoffs if you got into it. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of time. So shout out to everyone. Shout out to the organizers, and excited to play you all in the next tournament.
Honestly,
congratulations again.
I also want to shout out to Valorium because, last game, the semifinals and the finals, dude was really sick, and yet he still just got on, performed like crazy, and was still the team leader, shot calling and everything. Absolute madman. Love this.
No, it's all good, bro. It's just the bug trying to nerf me. T2 bug.
T2 bug.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Righto, GG's.
All right.
Thank you guys. Very well.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining, and of course, a hearty congratulations on your win.
Woo.
Thank you.
Can you post the pod?
Oh, the VOD will be going up.
Okay, cool. I just like watching it.
Ego boost.
No, maybe I just like watching League. Okay, my bad.
Sewer girl.
Sorry.
Yeah. Good
All right,
going.
guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful rest of your evening.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
guys.
Bye.
All right. In the meantime, we are dragging in.
Oh Jesus.
All right. What are we doing with Prince? Does Prince want in?
Yeah, get Prince.
Okay.
Prince is
wants in.
muted. I don't
Okay.
know if he wants to come. Oh yeah, he does.
Okay.
They can talk if they want to. We might as well bring Van as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Fair
Yeah, at
call.
this point, this is another case of we should have just joined their call. Well,
Oh, that's alright.
T2,
then-
can I just say a hearty congratulations, honestly, for your spectacular performance on the main stage and a very solidly secured second place position. Of course, I'm sure not the first place you were hoping for, but it doesn't change the fact that truly we had an incredible display of skill there for everybody at home to watch. And like Feng Shui Master said, we're doing this for the content. So why don't you guys talk to us a little bit about sort of what you were thinking at the start of the series and how you were hoping to approach these games?
Look, I think most of us were just happy to be where we are. Looking at the skill disparity, we've really grown as a unit over the past 13 weeks. And definitely, we've had a lot of stars being born within the team. G-Bay definitely taking a lot more of the commanding roles, as we've seen in the earlier sort of games. He started just taking control of the game as opposed to leaving us to do what we want to do. The support, Van, absolutely showing her true colors. You cannot underestimate that player at all. If you give her an inch, she'll basically take a few. She will not let you walk away.
Give her an inch, she takes the Nexus.
She takes 2.
Yeah.
2 inches, let's not get greedy.
Yeah, 2 inches.
Yeah,
Many people would
G-Bay-
say that's a lot.
G-Bay, that's massive, isn't it? 2 inches?
Yep.
Above
Yeah, so that's
average.
a massive
Maybe for you.
difference.
Maybe for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's all right, G-Bay. Calm down. Mello, our Prince really stepped up over the course of the tournament. He's an ADC main who we kind of just shoved into the top lane, and and he became basically the go-to secondary ban. I'd pick up a ban here or there. Mello would pick up a ban here or there, but me and Mello being picked around in the first rotation, and they either have an option of securing safety for their top laner or basically mitigating G-Bay, and they most of the times they opted towards taking out Prince instead. We are absolutely stoked to just be in the finals. It's incredible that such a a dysfunctional group of humans have made it this far, as opposed to some teams who have such a bonded experience with each other, and by the likes of the Goobersons being Laquan, Racket, and Substained all being friends in real life. Captain Tofu, I believe, going to university with Mukasa and Juniper and having that relationship with them. I think we're definitely happy to be here, and I'm very proud of all of them. And I do owe the 4 or the 3 that are in Australia another round of food, because they deserve it. You get a feast.
Well, that was honestly a very sweet statement from you there, Mitch, and I commend you guys for taking this, like you said, from taking this ragtag bunch of no do-gooders and ne'er-do-wells and
Careful, Stella.
I don't know, man. You did a great job, and you should really be proud of yourselves for how far you came.
Yeah, second place
proud.
is very good.
Yeah, second place is always the first loser, but we are T2 after all. It would only make sense that we came second.
Even T1 came second.
Yeah, but that's T1. They won most of them. Come on, G-Bay, keep up, buddy.
I mean, they won in season 3, so
This is true.
third tournament.
This is true.
Season 3, Game 3, correlation.
I think not.
Okay, my bad.
Boo! Get off the stage. You are fired.
Look, it is the first Game 3 you guys lost, and it was in the finals.
Yeah.
It was actually our game too. We had
That's
William.
true. That's true.
William in our
We had a
Ah.
substitute who just decided he wanted to throw everything for us. We had such a great opportunity to play, and this Pat 5 VR guy is I don't know. I think he needs to be removed from the moderation team, banned from all servers, possibly a veto on his citizenship in New Zealand.
Damn.
This guy cost us everything.
and give everything he owns to Stella, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Now that I can get behind. Wait a minute. Alright, well, is there anything particularly pressing you guys want to get off the dome?
If you haven't got anything, G-Bay, I've got something.
What would you like to say?
Oh, well, first and foremost, well done, DY. I mean, they've been a massive mountain in this tournament that I think everyone's been dreading facing. And as a team, it's hard to climb that mountain when you can't find a foothold. We opt towards a lot of mid to late game scaling champions, and when they have adapted their playstyle towards that turtled sort of composition to playing towards the pushing games to 30-35 minutes, it starts to become very draining, and it's daunting looking at how far we have to go. And especially massive hats off to Thandy. He stepped in the absence of DUI's captain, and really showed where he needed to be. And I would like to say we did give them Squidgy for a game, and
Yeah, so true.
yeah, so by technicality, T2 are still integrated within DUI. So technically, we're first place. We win.
That's actually beautiful.
And On that note, for their scrims, I am their substitute AD carry, so I will also be taking some credit.
That's okay. I didn't ask.
Thank you, thank you.
No, massive congratulations to them. Humble in victory, humble in defeat. I'm sure I'll be receiving a message from Gengar saying you suck, but congratulations. You guys fought really hard, and you definitely were deserving of your first place throughout the playoffs and even the play-ins. Yeah, you guys really showed why you were first place, and it was a little bit of a hard slug for us this series. But we got our shit together and pushed through, but we just couldn't find success today, which is completely fine. I think we're all happy.
We made some content.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, thank you guys so much for coming, in, having a chat with us at the end of the game, and again, just a massive congratulations to all of the work that you guys have put in the past, 10 plus weeks, playing and organizing and, putting your very best foot forward to, make the most of this opportunity. So really, thank you. Thank everyone here at TU2, and of course, all of you lovely viewers at home listening for, making this such a special event. It's so wonderful to get to sit here and to truly congratulate you guys for just, the amazing results that we have got to see, as all thanks to your hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say to my team, thank you all very much. We took the losses a little bit heated, but I love each and every single one of you. You guys are incredible. Spending 13 weeks with someone and with a group of 4 other people, and you sort of sit there and you go, oh god, if we started losing, it would be the most dreadful 13 weeks of anyone's life. But no, you guys are incredible, and I'm happy to have spent so much time together. We all fought with each other like children, but at the end of the day, we all came together, and I appreciate each and every single one of you.
And likewise.
Did you guys have anyone to shout out on the way?
Yeah, I think there's a shout out.
Oh, shout out to Squidgy.
What? Fuck Squidgy.
Oh, we love Squidgy.
Fuck Squidgy. I hate Squidgy. All my homies hate Squidgy. What you meant to say was we should probably shout out Stankelgreeb. Stankelgreeb was definitely one of the toughest laners we've ever had to face. With the erraticness of Matthew, we don't know what they were going to do at any given time, so we're very thankful that we didn't have to face them in finals. Otherwise, our team just crumbles.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to get coaching, please feel free to hit up Stankelgreeb. They have offered their time towards our support, which they did give some support advice, for the semis and quarters, and she definitely succeeded. So please feel free to hit up Stankelgreeb for any coaching.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the desk, and I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of your evening.
And you too. Thank you, Stella.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, and now it's just the 2 of us, I say, despite the fact that there are 4 other people still in this call.
Not for long.
Not for long. I would like to take this opportunity to mention that prize giving is tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. New Zealand time, where we will be giving these hard-working players their well-deserved and hard-earned rewards for their spectacular performances. So, for those of you in the UCGG League of Legends Discord server, be sure to hop in the stage there. 8:30 p.m. New Zealand time, giving out goodies, celebrating, making sure everybody gets their flowers for their hard work. And if you're not, oh, what's that in the Twitch chat? Yep.
That's right. It's 3 stars.
Got any closing comments for us, Bad Memory, who I might I just say, such a spectacular co-caster. Always a pleasure to have you on the stream with me.
I would have liked to see a few more games and to see them a little bit closer, but overall, I'm very happy. Oh my god, I'm very happy. And DUI did an amazing job. So did T2, but they couldn't get there in the end.
Very well put.
And I'd like to thank you as well for dedicating your time
Nah.
to foster the community. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll write that one down. That one goes on the
Yep,
CV.
yep.
Fostering community.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that.
Like a foster parent, you just gathered up all the kids and forced them to play League of Legends.
Oh my god, little Timmy! It's full circle!
We're gonna create Faker one day.
No matter how many...
Tournaments it takes.
No matter how many summer leagues it takes.
Exactly.
No matter how many Stankelgreebs we must sacrifice.
No matter how many Stankel Group coaching sessions it takes.
Alright, well, thank you again, of course, so much, Bad Memory, for joining me here on the desk. Thank you, everybody at home, for tuning in, for listening, for, of course, participating, for making this such a special experience. And I'm sure I'll see you one more time tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. New Zealand time, on the UCGG LOL stage for prize giving. You'll be there. I'll be there. Everyone will be there.
We'll be there.
Them's the breaks. But with that, I would like to wish everyone a, most first placeable good night. Stay kind and stay warm.